Joe Rogan Podcast. Check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Gentlemen, we're live. What's happening? Good to see you.
What is up?
My man.
I enjoy your show. Your show's excellent. You guys have a really good MMA show. It's really
Thank
solid.
you.
Shit, thank you. I kind of blew that.
Yeah.
So
How'd you blow it?
We can talk about that. You know, I got to talk to him.
You guys are not doing it anymore?
I stepped back away when I started refereeing again.
God damn it. You got to go back to doing it. You guys are great. You guys are a great combination.
I think I might.
What we did is
have
we started doing McCarthy Mondays. Because when he went back to refereeing, he's not allowed to talk about promotions, not allowed to talk about fighters and what's
Right.
wrong, and the things that possibly can make some changes in. So we just started McCarthy Monday, where we just talk about like the Joe Schilling situation. That's something we could talk about, right? Like
Right.
So I created a show for him to just only do on Mondays.
He created.
Nice.
Well, it's
No, he
his.
did.
Obviously, it's
It was,
his
yeah,
input.
he created it, so
it's his
it's a-
input. I was just trying to find ways to keep him involved.
I love that you're refereeing again. We need great referees, but I wish you were out there doing both. It doesn't make sense to me that you can't do both. Like, it's not like you're not going to be a great referee while also still being able to comment objectively about promotions. It's important.
Yeah,
It is important.
It's important.
Transparency. Where's ever the problem with that?
Exactly.
But you get these people that, oh no, because you might say something that is going to create a problem, and it's like, it's not a problem if it's the truth.
It's ridiculous. I mean, if that was the case, how come I can do it as a commentator? How come all these guys can do it?
Because you're the best.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody should be able to have a voice, especially referees. You should, like, if something happens and you're a referee and you could say, here's my perspective, this is why I did what I did. And you have it on a podcast on a regular basis, that's a benefit to everybody.
so that is what I'm trying to create.
I
with
believe
him.
you're right.
But what you run into is some issues where the referee says too much, and then people come back at him, and then the commissions have to answer for it, and then the fighters dig on them, and then
Good. People are talking.
Yeah.
Good. That's how shit gets solved. That's how you don't have like one hand down it's not a downed opponent anymore. Why? Because we fucking complained forever. 12-6 elbows. They're legit again, except in New Jersey.
You see the problem?
Yeah,
See the goddamn problem?
When we were in New Jersey, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, no.
How the fuck do you guys not have 12-6
you can't make it any
elbows?
more complicated for the referees and the
Bro,
fighters.
it's so dumb. It's the dumbest fucking thing
And
of all time.
it's so unfair to the fighters themselves, because I wrote those things out and they were passed by the ABC, but we gave 6 months. 6 months, because you got to give the fighters time to train to make sure that they get it right. Okay. And so it's put it in, it works great. And now you expect them to go back to one location.
And remember, in the middle of a fight.
Exactly. One location, and now they're going to automatically go back to the old rules. It's like, do you realize what you're doing to them?
It doesn't make any sense either. The old rules are fucking stupid. We all agreed. Everybody, no one was like, no, 12-6 elbows are too dangerous.
Oh, no. Oh, yes, there was.
Was there people?
Oh, yeah, your
not like-
broadcast partner.
Shut the fuck up. Which one?
Dan Cormier.
No.
I swear to God.
He says some crazy shit.
does say
Dan,
stuff, man.
DC, I love you.
I
He
love
says
him.
some crazy
Oh, no.
shit.
I just
I
had
love-
DC
Why did he
on
say the
yesterday.
12-6
That's so
elbows in
funny.
the
He goes, I think that rule should absolutely, that's dangerous. I
Listen,
swear.
if we're going to ban anything, and I don't think we should ban anything, but if we're going to ban anything, side kicks to the knees.
See, and that right there.
Right?
You
I don't
take a
think
look-
we should.
Okay, no, you shouldn't.
I don't
Because
think we should, but I'm saying if we
Yeah.
should, there's an
Well-
argument that you're going to blow out a guy's knee.
Yeah,
He'll
but-
never be, his career will never be the same.
Then we should absolutely ban kicks to the head and knees to the head, and we should ban. Yes, because
yeah,
what's
I see
worse,
what
the
you-
blown
listen.
out knee or the blown out brain?
I'm agreeing with
That's
you. I
the
don't
point.
think we should ban anything.
There you
but
go.
There's one thing that does bother me, like the Khalil Roundtree, Modestas Bukauskas fight. When
Remember
his
it well.
knee went sideways. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's fucked for a year at
Yep,
least, if
at
not
least.
forever.
But
if not forever.
okay, but what's the difference between that and we'll say, Edson Barbosa, Terry Adams,
Yeah.
and that kick to the head? You don't think that was more than a year? Come
Terry
on,
Adams
you know it was.
Really was never the same again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my point.
Oh yeah, I mean that was like getting hit by a meteor.
Oh,
that was
just
crazy.
I mean, it was absolutely perfectly executed, beautiful technique that it absolutely altered. And then we talk
By the way,
all the
that
time.
was first wheel kick KO in the UFC.
Absolutely, it
Yeah.
was.
I didn't know
Crazy?
that.
Yeah.
Oh
Isn't that
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, but you look and you go, there are those fights, and we say it all the time. And you as a referee, as a fighter, with him.
Here it is, right here.
We go and watch this thing. Oh, I
Bro,
mean, just.
that one was just insane.
But the fighters themselves, they get paid to get damaged. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. That's part of their pay, is they go in and they're going to accept some damage. But you don't want them to have unnecessary damage.
Right. No, I
But
agree with you.
you
So
take
do
a
you
look
think
at
we
if-
go Ryzen rules? Because there's something to be said for that.
I do. I've advocated for knees on the ground for a long time. It's never going to happen.
My position is it's better in a ring because you can avoid them a little bit if you're mobile, right? If you're still conscious and you have defensive capability, you can move around knees and kicks.
Yeah.
When the cage happens and you're butted up and someone stomps you, that's a totally different animal.
First off, the stomp I don't ever agree with. And the reason why is this. Name me the fight that you saw that a stomp was an effective technique when the fighter was not already seriously hurt. Doesn't happen.
Sakuraba.
Sakuraba used to do it all the time after he hurt people. Every time he tried to do it when they weren't hurt, they just moved and he was Mongolian stomping on nothing. Go ahead. Take a look at him.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and watch it.
Yeah,
honestly.
there was Minowa and Phil Baroni. He did that a couple times with him when Minowa couldn't get the takedown because I was there cornering him for that
Yeah.
fight. There was that fight. Then there was and then Shogun and Ninja. Remember when they used to like do the
Right.
stomp
Oh,
through?
yeah. No,
They would stomp
Ninja
through,
and
that
Shogun,
led
the
to
brothers
that.
together,
Yeah.
those guys were phenomenal at them.
Oh, and people that only saw Shogun in Pride missed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
You missed it. Excuse me, in the UFC.
His fight
missed it
against
in Pride.
Quentin Rampage Jackson
Ooh.
was, I mean, because a lot of people didn't, going into that fight, that's Rampage. This guy's young. He absolutely just annihilated Rampage in that fight. And it was like, oh my God, he's way better than I ever gave him credit for before that fight. That fight was a coming out party for Shogun.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
lethal striker.
Oh.
Lethal. And all those Curitiba guys were so hyper aggressive.
Yeah, his brother was just as nasty
Yeah.
until he started got a little chinny after
got
a
chinny.
couple
Well, he
shots.
started
big
fighting
times.
big guys.
Yeah, that was the
Remember?
problem.
Didn't he
Well-
fight Alexander? Who did he fight? He fought some heavyweight, right?
Yeah, and he
fought quite a
he got
few.
crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did he? But he fought
wanna
one
say-
guy where it was like, what is this? Why is he fighting this guy?
Yeah. I can't remember who it
Was
was.
it
Was it Emelianenko's
I was saying it was
brother?
Alexander Emelianenko.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think it was that.
I think it was.
And it was like one of those fights like, no. This is a real fucking heavyweight,
Oh.
a big one with nasty striking.
Yeah.
He was fucking nasty.
He was good.
Yeah, he
Like,
had some smooth
people
striking.
People don't give the Emelianenkos as a whole. Alexander was a little bit off, a little bit crazy.
Oh, a lot.
Okay. I just
How about
said
the
it- I
dead
just said a
baby
little
on
bit.
his back? Like
Oh,
the fucking
dude.
death holding a baby
Well,
tattooed
that's-
on his back?
dude.
Like, that's a choice. That's a fucking See if you can find Alexander Emelianenko's back tattoo. You look
Fedor.
at that, you're like, what
But-
is going on in your mind
And then-
that you're
hold
like,
it.
this should be on my back permanently?
But that's the brother, and then you have Fedor as the guy who was even better.
Yeah.
And look at Fedor is, he was such
Look at
a
that.
good guy.
Look at that fucking
Oh, yeah.
tattoo.
There you go.
Like, what does it say in Russian, Jamie?
Jesus.
That's
That is the craziest thing. The baby's got a fucking sword and a crown.
Oh, yeah.
And then Death is like, yes, let's kill
Death
everyone.
is right there. Yeah.
It's not even a good drawing. It's like, that's some Russian prison shit
That's-
for
that
sure.
is some Russian prison shit.
100%.
He's 100% committed.
Has a ballpoint pen and a fucking sewing needle.
Yep.
Yeah, they did that in a Russian prison. 100%.
Urine and ash.
Bro, that's a lot of time. God is with us. Are you sure? Are you sure? Based on that
Someone
photo?
is.
And then you got his brother. His brother has no tattoos.
No
right?
tattoos.
See if
Yes.
you can find
Completely
it.
different.
Small little wooden cross on his chest, as far
I
as
know,
his,
right? He's so stoic.
Oh, he's awesome.
Alexander Emelianenko, James Thompson fight. Well, James Thompson was
God.
an animal, built like a fucking Greek god.
Yeah.
Comes out, rah, like terrifying, fucking huge,
Pounded his
massive
No,
chest.
guy.
the best is the look on Alexander's face throughout all of the
Yeah.
thing. I'm going to fall asleep right now.
Just completely stoic.
And
Look
look
at
at-
Thompson, so
Starts-
worked up.
Starts pounding his chest. He's like,
Yep.
it's all
He's shaking. Look at him.
Yeah,
man.
look at him. He's ready to fucking. He just stepped out of a bar. He's no flexing
Thank
at all.
you very
Lifts-
much.
Doesn't even lift his hand up all the way. It's like,
Dude,
hey, everybody.
Got the belly hanging out a little
Yeah.
bit. It's awesome.
Look how chill he looks.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Look
get
how
in the fight
chill
right
Fedor
now.
looks too. Like no worries at all.
None.
Jeez.
Look at James. He's so fucking hyped up. Alexander's like, it's like he's
I
ordering
need
a
some
sandwich.
chopstick.
It's like I'll have Swiss cheese and mustard.
Yep.
He's ordering a sandwich.
It's vicious.
The
And
way
then he rocks him too right off the bat.
Well,
yeah.
James comes
James
charging.
comes
at
charging
him.
at him, puts him down, but he wasn't hurt.
No.
It's like he fell down.
Boom.
Bink.
That hurt. That hurt James. That hurt
Yeah,
James.
once he starts connecting.
Oh, yeah,
They
it's
had
over.
that Soviet-style fluid boxing that just whip punches.
Look, I'll tell you what. I worked out with Fedor, and it was a great moment in my life. If you're going to sit there and say, well, if you're going to get your ass kicked, it's a great moment. But the one thing I always thought, before watching him, reffing him, I go, he's got to have some kind of like just tard strength,
Right.
No, he's fast, and I mean super fast. When he explodes, and his hands are down, kind of, so it's hard to see when the shots are coming, and everything he does, he just explodes into. And you go, oh, I get it, because you got to work really hard to try to stay up with his speed when he all of a sudden is exploding, and then it's like, oh, he doesn't get tired, and you're starting to get tired because you're having to match that RPM that he's at.
Right. And he's not a big heavyweight
No,
either,
he's not.
which I
No.
think is a real benefit.
I think it is, dude.
Until you're fighting a guy like Ngannou.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
yeah,
there's a problem there.
Oh yeah,
Because that guy
definitely.
could be patient,
Yeah.
265 naturally, nuclear power.
And Ngannou hits you anywhere in the head.
It's a problem.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, it's a real problem.
He hit Philip Lindsay, hit him on basically almost. We didn't even say the temple. Hit him almost to the top of the head. Yeah. And look, he was out. I mean, he's not be able to control his body. That guy's got the ability to hurt. When he fought Kane.
Yeah.
Take a look.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great shot,
Right.
but it hurt him.
Yeah, he's got crazy power.
Yeah, just nuts.
But Fedor was a different thing because Fedor had that Russian style of movement that you see like Dmitry Bivol has, where they're like real relaxed and then they explode.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the footwork and
that little bit of a
movement-
bounce. He's got that little bit of a bounce in, out, just sits there and wait, and he waits for your motion to come where he wants it to be, and then he changes that distance and just cracks.
Fedor did a really good job of coming around your guard as well. So it wasn't just a big straight right all the time. Rich Franklin used to do that as well. He'd come around your guard, he'd put your hands up. And Fedor he did a great job with that, coming around and landing the big overhand right, and then he'd come up uppercut, then he'd take you down or hip toss you, body lock you.
And if you took him to the ground off his back, he's got one of the quickest fucking arm bars in the game, which is nuts.
His transitions were
Hongman
smooth.
Choi.
Oh, yeah.
He armbarred
He
a
looks like a little
7-foot
kid.
tall dude.
Dude, he looks like a little kid. He's all stretched out. And he looks. It's like in this. You go. He's off the
Crazy.
ground completely.
He was great everywhere, and you think about him as being this overall picture of like one of the greatest, if not the greatest, MMA fighter of all time. But people forget like his stand up was so good that the Crow Cop fight was mostly stand up.
He wrote the blueprint on how to beat Crow Cop.
Exactly.
Which is you got to be him to do it though.
Yeah.
The thing, I mean, he first of all, his stand up has always been real dangerous. But also, it's like the way he was able to check that left kick. He was doing a lot of like lifting the knee up and catching it like
up high.
Yeah.
But how many people had you seen that would back Crow Cop onto his back foot and march forward?
Nobody.
Exactly. And that
Not
was
in his prime.
That was the difference is when
Yeah.
you looked at it, he told himself, nope, I'm gonna make you go backwards. And it took a lot of what Crow Cop did, and it just nullified a lot of it.
A lot of it was the threat of the grappling. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That was a
Sure.
big part of it.
Well, not only that, because then Fedor didn't have to worry about if he did slip and fall. If he threw a big shot and he got cut from underneath, if he did fall to the ground,
Exactly.
Crow Cop wasn't going to fall him to the ground. He could just hop back up.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then on top of it too, when you fought him in the phone booth, you're not worried as much for that head kick to get there if I'm within inches of you.
That left kick was
There's this picture of Heath Herring where the shin is like halfway into Heath's ribs.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
I know exactly what you're talking
You know that
about.
picture?
Yes,
it's
I do.
crazy. You see Crow Cop's shin is just so deep, you just feel your own liver.
I've seen the Vanderlei ones because Vanderlei has his ribs were just tore up from their
Look
fight.
at that picture. Look at that picture.
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy.
Do you know how much that hurts?
I mean, that
Yes,
is...
actually I do.
Yeah, no. And then, that's the part where you look with people and you go, do you realize what? Yeah, that would hurt a little. No. Your entire body is going, I quit.
especially
it
by
just
that
seizes
guy.
up.
He had such explosive power. And to me, he was like the first guy to figure out how to transition from kickboxing to MMA.
Yeah.
Because he did it with explosiveness.
But Maurice
Again,
Smith,
at the
come on,
highest
you
level.
got to give him,
That's
yes.
true.
Maurice
That's
Smith,
true.
I got to give
That's
him,
true.
you know.
That's true. Maurice was the first. But Crow Cop was in that same era, and
Absolutely.
he was doing it in pride.
Yep.
Yeah.
And all those other guys like Ernesto Hoost, it didn't really work out for them when they, like, he only fought Bob Sapp in a kickboxing fight, but even
Yeah.
when they were fighting, like, bigger, like, Crow Cop fucked up Bob Sapp. Like, same era.
Yeah.
Same
time.
Not, yeah.
Exactly.
Same time
time
period.
Same.
It was that
I wanna say same year.
explosiveness. Whereas, like, guys like Peter Ertz, that wouldn't translate as well in MMA.
No.
Elite strikers, but they wanted to get into a rhythm. They wanted to, like, get into situations and exchanges. And with Crow Cop, it was just these one shots were coming at you like nuclear missiles, and it was a different threat. It was a completely different threat than a lot of other guys because he was so explosive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crow Cop was, what a great guy.
Oh, he's an awesome
You know,
guy.
as far as, you know, but his left kick has to be the best left kick there's ever been in the sport of MMA.
Yeah, I don't think you could even think of a second place. Like, who's got a better left kick than Crow Cop? Maybe Edson Barboza's switch kick.
Yeah.
That switch kick
Yeah,
was
it's fast and
preposterous.
quick, so accurate too.
In his prime, he
Yeah.
would kick, and I'd be like, is there something wrong with my eyes?
So fast.
It was
So fast.
Dude,
It was just like a 120-pound guy.
Yeah.
It was so fast.
Yeah, Dana called me a couple times to fight him, and I was like ranked number 3. He was like just like he hit number 15. I'm like, no.
Give me a higher rank guy.
Sorry, dude. Like,
It's not that I
rank
wouldn't
someone
fight
higher.
him.
Yeah.
It's, give me a higher rank guy.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Make
Help
it
me
make
out.
sense.
Help me help
Help
you.
me to
Come
help
on.
you.
At
That's it.
this time in my life, make it make sense.
When he came in, though, you got to look at Barboza. You know, he's been there a long time now when you think about it.
Still going
But,
at it.
but when he came in, it was like, dude, this is a next level of stand-up ability with what this guy can do.
Yeah.
And it was like, man.
And oddly, mostly kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like his boxing wasn't threatening like his kicks were. It was
No.
not equal.
No,
it
no,
was mostly kicks.
You're right.
No.
You know,
If he could
I
have
did-
developed something along the Jose Aldo level of boxing, where he ripped the body, came back
And
at the top of the head
and takedown
with those
defense.
kicks, I mean,
Aldo's takedown defense was nuts.
fucking
probably
nuts.
the best. I think probably the best in the sport that we've seen. I mean, honestly.
Other than BJ in his prime.
yeah, right, with the one leg hop. That
BJ in
guy.
his prime was ridiculous. His
Yeah.
balance was fucking insane.
Yeah.
But I think he's the only guy that didn't get taken down by Merab. When Merab and him fought 3 crazy rounds, I think Merab went for like 90 fucking takedowns or something. And I don't think he took Merab. I don't think Merab took him down.
Yeah,
I think Merab mostly won that fight up against the cage, hitting him with punches,
Yeah.
working for takedowns, cage damage.
Extremely underestimated Jose Aldo's takedown defense.
People,
Crazy.
well, it's the fun. You take a look, and Aldo doesn't now. All of a sudden, it's kind of like the Anderson Silva thing. All of a sudden, it's like, you know, well, let's talk about the very best in the 145 pound. And look at Alexander Volkanovski's right there. He's phenomenal. You know, I'm not saying. Don't forget what Jose Aldo did.
Absolutely.
I mean, through the WEC, into being the UFC champion, all those fights, man. I tell you what, that guy was absolutely nuts as far as how good he was at one time.
Well, I think it was also because he was an elite soccer player. And the ability to, like, if you ever watch a live soccer game, professional soccer match, you're like, oh, Jesus. Like, these
they're
guys,
athletes.
they don't get to slow down. They don't have there's no halftime. There's no, like, big break for commercials. There's no bullshit. They just go.
There's
And
no
they all have
timeouts.
Giant fucking legs.
Yeah.
They all have insane leg power because they're just sprinting all day long. And you go, oh, well, that would translate perfectly to MMA for kicking, for moving, for footwork.
Think about it's not just that, right? It's the stop and go, like in a real fight, right? I get a takedown, I get to rest for a second, and then he postures back up and gets back to his feet. I got to go again, sprints
Yeah.
again, get the takedown. In soccer, same thing. You run hard down the line, the ball gets turned back. Now you kind of jog back a little bit, now the ball gets played to you. It's the stop and go of sprinting, just like a real fight.
This episode is brought to you by the Farmer's Dog. Here's a fun fact. Research shows that dogs who maintain a healthy weight can live up to 2.5 years longer on average than dogs who are overweight. Isn't that wild and also kind of obvious at the same time? So why is feeding vague scoops of ultra-processed kibble still the status quo for most dog owners? Healthy alternatives exist, and trust me, I know. I buy one, the Farmer's Dog. I use it for both my dogs. They love it. They eat it up quick. It smells good to them. It smells good to me. It's human-grade food. The Farmer's Dog makes fresh food for dogs and my dogs love it. Their recipes are made with real meat and fresh vegetables that are gently cooked to retain vital nutrients. They also portion out the meals to your dog's nutritional needs, which helps avoid overfeeding and makes weight management easier. And isn't getting more time with our four-legged best friends something every dog owner wants? The answer to that is yes. Obviously. So try the Farmer's Dog today and get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food. Plus, get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/Rogan. This offer is for new customers only. Yeah, it's interesting. There's a bunch of different bases that if you come from them, they have a big advantage. It puts you in a big advantage in different sports.
Yeah, soccer and wrestling. Those two things. The
yeah.
grinding of the wrestling and just the cardio fatigue and understanding that I can push through when I get tired. Because there's nothing more satisfying, in terms of when you run down the line, the guy plays the ball into the corner and you got to beat that defender there and then you cross it across and it's that sprinting down there to beat him. But then also too in wrestling, knowing that you can break another human being. Like I need to break you mentally, grind on you and hang on you. Those two sports I think are huge for the sport of MMA.
And getting used to suffering dehydrated, right?
Yes.
There's a big factor
Just
in
the weight cuts.
Getting
mental,
used to suffering.
Yeah. But the weight cuts and having to compete on the same day as weight cuts is a big difference. And for people that have never done that before and don't know, it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Even 24 hours is hard. Weight cutting is the grossest thing in MMA.
It is.
They should
I
figure
agree
out a
with
way
you.
to stop it.
I totally.
I don't know what the way is.
There is
You're going
no
to talk
way.
about one of the most.
There is no way.
One of the most dangerous things that you do with it. Like, think about this, Joe. Every sport, soccer, football, baseball, basketball, they all have team chefs. They all have all these things. As far as we want our athletes to be as physically ready and have the right nutrition and all these things. What's the sports that we go and we starve our athletes and dehydrate them?
24 hours before
It's
a
the
cage
dumbest
fight.
thing ever.
24 hours before the most demanding, most dangerous sport in the world.
Yep.
But Joe, even if we did it the same day, fighters would still cut weight to try and make that weight. They would still do that to themselves.
The question is, I wonder if there's a way to prevent that. Like, the way to prevent that, I would say, is everybody, here's your mandate. No one's getting out of shape anymore because we're going to have random weigh-ins. So we're going to just show up at your fucking gym.
Can't do it.
But could you? Like, let's say you fight at 170. You cannot weigh more than 180.
See, here's the you
on
could
any
do
given
it.
day. I'll show up at your fucking house at 7 in the morning. Josh, get on the scale. 175. This is not good.
You could do it as a promotion. You can't do it as an industry within the sport. And the reason why I'm saying that is, first off, you have all these fighters, we'll say. They're all everywhere, okay, all over the world. And for an athletic commission, we'll say the state of California, state of Texas, they have to have that particular fighter licensed for them to say, we want to weigh you. If they're not licensed in that state on that year, they can't. They can sit there and go, no.
If it got adopted by the UFC, I bet most of the organizations would adopt it.
But
as
again,
well.
that's the UFC as a promotion.
The UFC has talked about it.
And the UFC has the money to actually do that, but it's going to cost them a lot of money. And I understand why the promotion doesn't want to lose money.
I
just
think the
weighing
fights
people.
would be better. I think guys would be in way
They
better condition.
Absolutely,
I think
would.
we've seen,
and
the
it's exactly
performances
what
have
you're
gotten
talking
better since
about.
They stopped cutting as much weight.
You could sit there and the only way an athletic commission could kind of do it, but this is bad on promotions, is an athletic commission could sit there and say you are allowed to weigh no more than 5 pounds more than that weigh-in weight. Okay, but here's your problems with it. First off, the promotion could lose fights. The promotion doesn't want to lose fights.
True.
Okay, and the second part is, what's saying that the fighter themselves is not keeping themselves dehydrated to make that 5 pound, and now they're going in even more dehydrated into the fight, which could cause them more problems.
Well, they couldn't be dehydrated through their entire camp, and that's where you institute randoms.
That's why your randoms would work if the promotion was doing it.
Yeah, but it would have
to do it sport-wide, it'd be almost impossible.
It would have to take a long time to figure out how to do it properly and not lose fights. Because there's too many guys that fuck around.
Oh.
There's There's too many guys that like how many times did John Jones not really train?
Oh, yeah.
Like the Gustafson fight, the first one, they said he didn't really train.
10 days.
Showed up a little bit here and there, didn't really train. So if there's a guy like that, what are you going to not let him fight? Like, what are you going to do? Like,
but then
he
you
weighs
also
226,
but
and
then
you're
you
like,
also
no,
have-
that's too much.
You also have guys like Michael Morales right now, 170 pounders walking around like huge.
220
Guys like
pounds.
210,
Big.
212, 205. I mean,
There's a few of those guys where I'm
massive.
standing next to him, like Gregory Rodriguez. I'm like, how?
yeah.
How are you ever 185 pounds?
How was Alex 185 pounds? I stand next to him and go, you got to be shitting me.
Nuts.
It's unbelievable.
And at 185 pounds, nuclear power, but I don't think he took a shot as well.
He didn't. There's no doubt about it. Look at
Yeah.
You can go back and look at his fights. He got hurt by shots that were not as hard as the ones he's taken at 205.
Right.
Based upon,
Yeah.
it's that weight cut.
It's the point of diminishing returns,
It
right?
is.
It's like there's a place where you're just doing it too much. And, you kind of love to see freaks. You love to see a guy like Alex weigh in at 185. You're like, good luck with that. Good luck with this 226-pound fucking Amazon warrior that pretended to be 185 for 5 minutes.
For 5 minutes.
But you take a look at him, I'm so surprised how he can make the weight. When you pass by him and you see how tall he
It's
is, how
nuts.
big he is, and you see him with the face off with Cyril Gahn right now, you're like, how would this guy ever make 185?
He's
It's
250
insane.
now.
Oh, yeah.
Which is crazy.
I saw him last week, and it's like, jeez.
Dude, 250 means that's almost 70 pounds
That's
different
nuts, man.
from his UFC debut.
The only
Hello.
thing makes me believe that we're going to see a better Alex is because he doesn't have to kill himself.
Well, he's not gonna cut it
but,
all.
His whole
but he
camp.
also put on muscle.
Yeah.
And there's an issue with
But
that.
exactly. There
Yeah.
again, diminishing returns. How much is that muscle going to do? This is where you try to tell all fighters, and it's Joe. When you were fighting in Taekwondo, did you care about the strong guy, or did you care about the fast guy?
The difference is MMA with grappling. The difference is with weight. Like if you get a big, heavy guy and he gets on top of you, all your speed is gone.
Absolutely, you're
It's
right.
gone within the first 3 or 4
But
minutes.
the problem with being the bigger, stronger guy in the lighter weight class is you're never the faster guy. And so you've got to be able to maul that person to be effective. And it only lasts for a certain amount of time if you had to dehydrate yourself to that point. Where speed is always there when someone has it to a point, unless they get tired. And that speed is hard for you to handle.
But there's guys that were big for the weight class and had ridiculous speed. Like Conor McGregor's a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Conor at 145 was fast as fuck.
Conor was absolutely dehydrated to the point of being a concentration camp victim.
Oh, yeah, he looked like death.
I mean, it was unbelievable.
However, once he got in there,
Yeah.
he was fast as fuck.
Oh, unless look, he used to
Right?
lose so much at 145. He was
looked like death.
killing
Yeah.
himself.
I remember the weigh-ins, like interviewing him at weigh-ins, like this is crazy.
Skeletor.
Oh my God!
But then you see him the next day all full.
I know he looked good, but
Looking fucking
then again,
Feeling good.
he was also what was his age back then? 26, 27.
Right.
You can't do that now.
No, you
Killer.
can't do that now. No, it gets to a certain point in time where you have to realize you're cutting too much weight and it's actually ruining your career.
But I think the evidence has been pretty clear. When you see guys go up in weight after killing themselves for so long, they've had success.
A lot of guys had. Look at Max.
When I was
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
I was just about to
Exactly.
bring him up. I just had Dustin Poirier on the podcast yesterday, and we were just talking about how he's like, look, Max, the first time he came up to 55, didn't put the weight on properly.
Right.
Second time, put it on properly. He's like, significant difference in power,
Oh, yeah.
mobility, movement.
The
And then when
BMF fight with Gaethje?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. That guy should have never went down to 45 again to fight Topuria. It's too much loss. What? Why are you pointing it out?
Because
we had that argument about that exact thing of Josh was saying, look, he should never. It was a championship fight.
Yeah.
He was getting a world title fight at 145.
Yeah.
Right. And I said, look, it's a world title fight. I understand why he's going back down. He's making a huge mistake. It should never take it. He should stay at 155. Work yourself
Yes.
into a title fight. And I go, I understand why he's taking it. It's a title
that made him
fight.
the number one contender. He beat
I
Justin Gaethje.
understand.
He could have
I
fought
understand
Islam.
I understand why he took the fight
So do
at
I.
45. Maybe he would have favored that fight with Ilya because Ilya is a smaller guy than Islam. Because if you think about it, Islam, he fucking smothers everybody.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I
And
know.
his striking is dangerous as fuck. Well, of course you know.
Yeah.
Trained with him 100,000 times. But it's like that he's so fucking terrifying once he gets a hold of you. Like
Yeah.
he submits everybody.
He's a whole lot better in the stand-up than people give him credit for.
Oh, he is.
His stand-up is actually really
He
good
head kicked
now.
Volkanovski.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if Volkanovski took it on 11 days' notice. He still head kicked
He's got a
Volkanovski.
sneaky left head kick, high kick.
Bro,
it's nasty.
He fucks people up standing up, and that's part of the problem. Is that like you get accustomed to thinking about this
you're
guy's
worried
a
about the
grappler.
takedown, exactly.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, bing.
Yeah, my point was though was that there was no. He put the weight on properly. He looked fantastic against Justin Gaethje, and then to go back down there to fight Ilya, I was like, it doesn't make sense. You're the number one guy or number
hard on
two
your
guy.
body.
It is. You kill yourself to give it back down, and then he gets knocked out, which we had never seen before.
Well, that's Roy
So-
Jones Jr. too, right? Remember when Roy Jones Jr. went up and fought Ruiz, and then he went all the way down to 75 and got knocked out by Tarver?
Yep.
It's like I don't think your body wants to go back down again. You put on all that weight over like a year. You're lifting weights. And Max had a ridiculous strength and conditioning program. He put real weight on. He looked very good at 55.
When Max fought Aldo the first time for the title, he weighed, obviously weighed in at championship weight 145 the night of the fight, Joe. Now, he was in street clothes, but they put him on a scale, 178.
What?
Swear to
insane.
God. 178. Now, he was still clothed.
That's
But
crazy. What is he
178.
wearing? Rocks in his pockets?
Dude,
That's
no.
crazy. So let's
Frank
be-
Shamrock with quarters in his pockets.
Right when he fought Tito. let's just be real charitable and say his clothes weigh 10 pounds.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
You're looking at more than 20 pounds. But
That's
happens all the time.
crazy.
The show that just happened in California at the Inuit Dome with the MVP. The one guy, 27-pound difference in weight at 170 pounds, came in 197.
Who was it?
I want to say his name.
Was it the guys right before Saladin?
Yeah.
Parnas?
I can't
Fremad?
Starts
or-
with a Z, I want to say. I can't think of it. But 27 pounds.
Well, obviously the biggest one was Rumble Johnson.
Oh, my
Absolutely.
God.
Rumble Johnson was the craziest.
Crazy.
He would weigh 230 and make it all the way.
170?
Well, but basically what Morales is doing right now.
Yeah.
MVP event on
There you go,
Netflix.
Fazil.
Fazil, there you
Namo
go.
Fazil
Yep.
recorded the highest weight gain, 27.2 pounds. That's insane.
Can you believe that?
That's insane. That's so much. He got into the cage at 198 for a 170-pound fight. I would love to get Morales on the scales, like right before he fought Sean Brady.
Oh, yeah.
Like, excuse me,
Look
sir.
at Sean Brady.
Yeah, he's huge.
Sean Brady is a thick human.
Short,
He's not,
stout.
he's not super tall, but he's thick.
Oh, yeah.
He is put together. And Morales made him look like a
tiny.
lightweight.
Like he was in the wrong division.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
He
was
looked
like,
like a light
oh my
heavyweight.
I was
God.
trying to make sense of it watching it on TV. I thought maybe it was the camera angle, and then they shifted. I was like, no, he's still bigger than him when he's further away.
Yeah, he's further away. He's still bigger. Exactly.
He's way
So,
bigger than him.
yeah.
That's a crazy situation where a guy can do that, and it's like the Pereira situation at 85 too. When a guy can do that,
Still
first of all,
young.
how long can you do it?
That's
Don't
the
know.
question.
You know, because you're basically killing your kidneys every time you do it. You're just taking a little bit out of them.
Yep.
That was the problem with AJ, you know?
Yep.
Like, I used to coach and corner AJ early in his career when he first came to the UFC, and that was his problem. He'd make weight. Sometimes he'd make it. Sometimes he would. He missed weight a lot to the
Do you
point
think
where...
that affected whatever
Absolutely.
happened? Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
God, that's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
fucking horrible.
Again, you're leaving small bits and pieces of yourself,
Of course.
in that damn cage every time.
When I first
even
heard
when you win.
he died, I was like, no.
There's a true science to cutting weight, and he didn't
didn't
have
have
it
it.
down. Like he wrestled, NC2A, or he wrestled Division II. Like he was a really good wrestler. He knew how to make weight, but then trying to kill himself to get to 70 every single time.
Which he never had to be at.
He never had to
never
be.
had to be at him. I mean, he has massive power.
Oh,
he
my
would
God.
He did great at heavyweight.
And
Every-
he's
Yeah, I know.
fast.
He beat Orlovsky
Yep.
at heavyweight.
in the World Series of Fighting.
Yeah, World
yeah.
Series
a
of Fighting.
long time ago.
Broke
when
his jaw.
Orlovsky was still super legit.
Broke
Yeah.
Orlovsky's jaw.
Yeah.
No,
not that
he's-
Orlovsky's not super legit now. Fucking guy wins bare knuckle heavyweight championship at like 100 years old.
Dude, you gotta
Still
love it.
slinging.
And fought it smart. Yeah. Look at you take a look at Andre Arlovsky, and people say whatever they want about his career is amazing. Since UFC 28
Nuts.
was his first show.
That's nuts.
Nuts.
Okay, went all the
Nuts.
way all the way into today's day basically, but he changed his style. Arlovsky was a
Yeah.
big power puncher for a long time, and then was getting hit with big shots, and said, "You know what? I'm going to be a volume guy," and he was successful with it.
Yeah.
and didn't take near as much damage.
Yeah, he fought a lot more technical,
Yep.
a lot slicker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't take big
Beat
chances.
a lot of good guys too.
Yes.
Man. Beat Travis Brown when Travis was in his prime.
Yep. Oh, that fight with Travis Brown
Amazing.
was a freaking awesome fight.
Awesome fight.
Awesome fight.
Awesome fight. Yeah.
Look at
Here
it.
he's beating Rothwell.
He tore Rothwell up.
Which is a lot of people were super surprised by that.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people thought, Rothwell's a tank of a man.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking scary big puncher, and he just looks hairy like a fucking bear. He's scary.
Rothwell's close to 400 pounds.
That's crazy.
massive.
Is that real?
Yeah.
He's real.
He's really
a big
that
boy.
big?
He's that
Yeah,
big.
he's that
He's
big.
unbelievable.
But meanwhile, he's the one getting busted up in this fight. And it was because, Arlovsky was just fighting very clever. Just so tough after
everyone
all
thinks
these
if
years,
you
man.
watch this fight right now, they think that this fight gets stopped for that cut on his forehead. That is not why. He has a cut on his eye running up into his tear duct. And that's why it wasn't that big of a cut. But anytime it goes to the tear duct,
right
there's
there,
the doctor saying, "Oh no, it's over."
Yeah, to
'Cause he
touch on what John was saying though, is it really just comes down to how he changed his style of fighting. He either fought you all the way in or all the way out. He fought you in that phone booth so you couldn't get off big power shots to avoid being getting knocked out. Because he went through a phase where he was getting clipped a lot, and getting knocked out,
getting hurt.
Yeah.
So he made that adjustment. That's good on him.
And all those years in the game, never lost his enthusiasm. No.
He's
Crazy.
a character.
Never
You
got
know,
out of
Dude, what are you
shape.
talking? He's fighting influencers at shows.
Have you?
I saw that. The fucking in the little kid. That was crazy. Imagine those fucking dumb kids.
All right, little
Not
midgets running
knowing.
around trying to fucking get him. I was like, what are you guys doing?
Are you crazy? Do you know who that is?
The best part was that the influencer kid goes, "Hey, you can fight my bodyguard."
Oh, yeah.
The bodyguard's in the background going, "Sure, yeah, I'll do it." It's like, yeah, I'll fight him.
That's a good idea. That's a
If your
great
bodyguard doesn't know who Arlovsky is, you need to get a new bodyguard.
He's telling him that my bodyguard will fight him. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Did you guys watch the Rico Verhoeven Usyk fight?
Oh, yes.
What
I
did you
watched
think?
the ending. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I thought it was a. I don't want to say
I thought-
robbery because I guess apparently Usyk was up on the scorecards 2-1.
That's robbery. That's
Okay.
the robbery.
Yeah.
That's the robbery. If that's the case, that's a robbery.
He was up, I guess.
I thought, first off, Rico Verhoeven, we know what he's been in kickboxing, and he's been fantastic.
Greatest of all time.
Unbelievable.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah, and you can look back on certain people, Ernesto Hoost, how great he was. Badahari was a badass. And
All
stuff,
of them
but
were awesome, but Rico's
Rico-
accomplished more than anybody.
Absolutely.
He's been undefeated for like more than 10 years. In
It's-
kickboxing, that's nuts.
Yes,
That's
it
wild.
is.
That's nuts.
Especially with the amount of rounds comparatively and stuff, because you can have a bad round and it can really affect your fight, just like MMA.
Mm-hmm.
But this fight, I really thought going in, I go, look, Rico will do okay for the first couple rounds, and then it's going to start to get to him. I was shocked by it.
He fought very clever, and
he didn't fight. He didn't fight big. He created the problems of closing that distance. Every time, you look how close he kept
Yep.
on getting into the phone booth, and he would do work, and it was causing Usyk nothing but problems.
also Rico is known for his discipline and his fitness.
Yes.
Like he's a guy who always has tremendous conditioning. And I think there's a lot of heavyweights that would be surprised at the work that this guy does and the pace that he could put on. So a lot of people are like, oh, he's going to get tired. He only
Yep.
fights 3-minute
And that's
rounds.
honestly
and
what
5
I was
rounds.
thinking. It gets past 5 rounds. I'm wondering how he's going to be able to hold that pace.
The guy's such a cardio fiend, and he's always shredded. And he's so used to combat too that like getting in there, just fighting Usyk, it's not a big deal. to
That
him.
right hand right there was, beautiful.
Bro, he was winning 8-2
Yeah.
in my eyes.
Okay.
I thought he was winning 8-2 going into the 11th round when the fight was stopped. Now, the fight shouldn't have been stopped the way
No.
it was stopped, but also that wasn't 8 seconds after the knockdown. So after he gets knocked down, he doesn't have his mouthpiece. So then they have to go over to the corner. They rinse off his
that's a mistake
mouthpiece.
right there.
Yeah, the whole thing's a mistake. It takes like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then the referee stops it when he's still standing, moving around.
Look, if there's one of the things that changed in boxing since I referee boxing now.
So here it is right here. This is the end. We could watch it real quick. So this is the end. Look at all this time. So
Yeah.
he's up, and he goes over.
Oh, this is a
Look,
mistake
he's
right here.
lumbering over to his corner. Hey, come on over. Oh, let
But
me
watch the
take
first
my
thing. Watch the
time.
first thing that happens, and this is what we'll talk about. Oh, it dropped. Yeah, that's on purpose.
Of
I'm doing
course.
that on purpose.
Of course, I would. Any second counts. But then look at this. So he swarms him with some punches, but Rico's moving. He's covering up. He's moving. And what is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
No.
What is he supposed to do? That's a bad stoppage.
I agree
So
with
if you're going to stop it because you felt like the first knockdown was too much, why would you let him rinse the glove off? And he didn't take significant damage after that. That's a bad stoppage.
No, and it's also the end of the
1
round.
second.
It's the end of the round.
It's literally the end of the
Okay?
round. I
And
think he
you-
actually stops it when the round's over.
But look, as the referee, Joe, you know all of this, and if you don't,
Yes.
you're not doing your job. First off, he's got a full minute.
Yeah.
If I let this go 1 second, He's got a full minute to recover here, even if I
Exactly.
did think he was a little bit hurt.
Now,
But-
I think that if that was a legitimate 8 count and they went right back to fighting, he would have stopped him there.
Maybe.
I think he was really rocked. When you see him go back to his corner, maybe is the key word.
See, one of the things that used to be, though, in boxing, it was always that you would, if a mouthpiece hit the ground, you had to take it to the corner, have it rinsed with water, and have it placed back in the fighter's mouth.
Right.
Okay. That's not the way it is anymore. Because of MMA and the fact that we take a mouthpiece off of the ground and stuff it right back in the fighter's mouth, they have now changed to the point of they do the same thing. And the difference is many times we'll hand the mouthpiece to the MMA fighter because they have gloveless fingers.
Right.
Right. And they put it back in. Sometimes we'll put it back in depending upon situations. But in boxing now, you take it, I'll put it back in his mouth. I'll say, is that good? Boom, fight. And
Right.
you don't.
Is that universal?
How does water? How
is
does,
that in Egypt as well? Do you think that's
no,
possible?
that-
There's
you're talking about with under the unified rules of boxing now, which is North America.
Okay.
Okay. That's most of the time you go to Egypt, they're still fighting under the unified rules, but the refereeing is always going to be different when you get a referee from England or somewhere. It's a little bit different.
But I wonder if the referee rules are different over there. If you're supposed to rinse off the mouthpiece before you put it back.
No, what it means is you have not advanced as a referee to understand what we do now.
Right, but what I'm saying is, do they have different rules over
No,
there?
this is what I'm saying.
Definitely not.
You
No,
have not
it's-
advanced as a referee
Okay, so
to
everybody it's the
understand
same
what we
rule.
do now.
Mouthpiece goes down, you pick it up, you put it right back in the.
Can
So-
you? Yes.
So it's like when the UFC goes to a country that doesn't have a commission, they'll bring Herb Dean, they'll bring referees with them, so they know the rules to make sure that something like this doesn't happen. That
Right.
referee hasn't followed up with the rules in a big time fight, so it costs him.
He's not gone and advanced his training to understand this is what we do now and this is why, because I don't want to take that time from Usyk because Usyk did his job.
Right.
He hit him with an uppercut that absolutely blasted him, puts him on the mat. You go and he gets up, you give him the mandatory. Now his mouthpiece comes out. Am I going to walk it over to a corner and have that mouthpiece washed out with water, which does what for it?
Right.
Does it disinfect
Kills all the
it?
cooties.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and that's the real thing. So it doesn't do anything. And obviously, if there's something in the mouthpiece, we remove the thing from the mouthpiece. But normally it's just spit and blood. If that's
Right.
what's there, put it back in. Boom, bring him back in as abruptly as you can to make it fair for Usyk, who gained an advantage in the fight. You don't want to give the advantage to Verhoeven.
Also, his mouthpiece came out earlier in the fight as well. It's like that's a bad mouthpiece for a
That's-
guy
yeah.
who's a world-class kickboxer,
You shouldn't.
world champion
That
kickboxer.
thing should be so hard for you to pull
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's odd that it
Yeah.
kept falling out of
But-
his mouth.
I mean, how-
Rico with a boiling bite is nuts.
right?
Hold on.
In the heavyweight
Hold
division?
on.
It's nuts.
Do you remember Carl Parisian?
Sure.
He would wear a boiling bite that wasn't boiled.
Oh, jeez.
Straight out of the packaging. That's the way people are, though.
That's wild to me.
Boiling bites are nuts. Well,
Oh
it's
my
also nuts. We talk about this on the USC broadcast all the time, but I think it's nuts that you're still allowed to wear a tie steel cup. I think it's fucking crazy.
That's
I think it's
what
crazy.
I would wear.
You have I would too.
Yeah,
100%,
that's all I ever wore. I can't wrap my head around how fighters don't wear them.
100%. I agree with you 100%. However, it should be illegal.
Yes.
It's fucking crazy. You have a piece of metal over
yeah.
your dick. You have actual iron over your cock. And if a guy kicks it with his toe, it's going to shatter.
I've always wondered the north-south position. You just start humping their head, right? Just,
Oh, dude.
just
Can't do
giving
that.
them the business.
There was
this-
one that did that.
Do you
can't
remember
do it.
Amir Renovardi? Do you remember that guy,
Yeah,
Boss
yeah.
Rutan student?
Yeah, yeah,
I
absolutely.
trained with him at Legends, and he mounted me once, and he almost made me tap
here?
by just
Sternum.
digging his
Yeah.
dick into my sternum. With his fucking, I'm like, this is so rude. He grapevined me, and I'm like, bro, you're fucking killing me with this.
Fucking
It
Shoney
was
Carter.
horrible.
Shoney Carter.
Shoney Carter used to wear an oversized cup.
Also awesome for arm bars,
Yes,
too.
That's how
What a
Frank Mir broke Tim Sylvia's arm.
Oh, yeah.
It was
that
off
makes
of that
sense.
metal cup.
Completely makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think he would have broken it if it was just his nuts.
Well, with as strong as Frank could
As
be.
strong as he was, how good his arm
Yeah.
was,
Yep.
and in that position, that was a crazy situation.
Oh, yes, it was.
That was crazy because I don't think the people in the audience had any idea
Oh,
what
yeah.
had happened.
Are you? If you go back to that, because Herb Dean was the referee, and Herb did a great job, but I was actually in the corner of Tim Sylvia, where I was sitting, and I had Jeremy Horn and Matt Hughes and Pat Miletich are in his corner, right? And they had this. I had the same view that they had, and what you saw was Tim Sylvia, but you saw his elbow out from that armbar,
Yeah.
away from the hip. and all of a sudden Herb's stopping it, and they are going crazy. They're going, "What are you doing? And they're calling him every name in the book. And I go right inside the octagon and I go, "Hey, Herb, what did you have?" And he goes, "John, his arm broke." I go, "His arm broke?" And he goes, "I heard it and I saw it."
Yeah, you can see the vibration.
And he goes, "His arm broke," right? And so at the time, the person who was in charge of the medical staff for the Nevada State Athletic Commission, since it was in Nevada, they're looking at Tim, and Tim is like going, but you saw Tim slowly stop using that one arm, started going down to the side as reality started setting in and the pain started coming. But they basically said there's nothing wrong with his arm, right? I swear to you, Herb's greatest response I've ever heard. He goes, "X-ray that motherfucker," right? Because Herb never cusses, right? He goes, "X-ray that motherfucker. It's broken," right? And sure enough, straight across both bones.
Well, we
broken.
could see it in the replay.
Oh, yes.
In the replay,
And you
it was
called
in the
it out.
forearm.
Yeah.
Because everybody was booing. I'm like, you got to watch this. Watch this. What's that? What's that right there? That's a broken arm.
When I saw it the first time on TV, I thought it just shifted off of the cup, because sometimes you'll see that the bone will shift off, but then you can tell as soon as you saw it on the
It had
replay, you can see the
two
break.
distinct pops.
And it had like that highlight where something bends, like a piece of plastic. It looked horrible, man.
Oh, my God.
That was horrible. He's broken more arms. Like, he broke Nogueira's arm, that spiral fracture.
Spiral fracture with the Kimura, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's nasty, man.
No, that's, it's funny because if you're around, Frank and you're talking, he'll always say,
Oh, here it is.
Hey,
oh,
watch.
God, I don't want to watch it again. Oh, watch it.
boom, boom. Here it comes.
Right
here.
Pop.
Pop.
Ah! Oh, God. And it's the forearm, too. It's just like super unusual.
And everyone's wondering, why'd you stop it? Why'd you stop
Yeah.
it?
Oh, dude, Herb was getting booed out of the arena there.
I remember
They were
this.
so
I remember
mad.
And Tim is complaining.
Oh, yeah.
Like, come
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, what just happened. He has to know what just
Oh,
happened.
he knows.
He's just such an animal. He
Yeah.
wanted to fight with a broken arm, which literally, you might have to get it amputated if you did that.
Oh,
Like,
look
who
at-
knows what kind of damage you would have after that.
You could lose your arm.
Yeah, you literally
and that's
could lose your
this
arm.
is what. But you'll get people all the time. I mean, some of the commentators on some of the shows, oh, if he wants to fight, let him fight. It's like, shut up.
Shut up.
Okay.
Shut up.
This is
You gotta
this
protect
is
the
not-
fighter from
this
themselves
Is,
sometimes.
exactly. This is not life and death.
Yeah.
If you lose a fight, I know it sucks, but it just sucks, and it's not life and death.
Then
It's
there's
okay.
like crazy situations like Carlos Olberg, who knocks out Yuri Prohaska with a clearly blown out knee.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're like, if that went to the round, at the end of the round, they would have probably stopped the fight.
Well, think about what Santos, right? He ended up fighting John Jones with 2 torn out ACLs and PCLs, right? Like, that's John Jones.
Yeah.
I mean,
and gave him a good fight.
It gave him a great fight. I think that was a split decision.
Oh, it was.
Which is nuts.
Yeah,
It's nuts. Like, he could have won.
But see,
we had like one more incompetent judge.
Now we're going to incompetent judges. Now we're going to have problems.
Well, whoever was judging the Usyk fight was incompetent. Those people were ridiculous. The fact that they didn't have Rico ahead is crazy.
Yeah.
I think when you got a guy like Usyk, who's arguably the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time, he's definitely in the conversation. And then you have so much money involved in him being undefeated, and whether the referee's corrupt or not, they know. Whether the judges are corrupt or not, they know. And if they fuck things up for everybody, there's some weird shenanigans that go on in boxing. You remember that lady that scored? It was a Pacquiao fight against Tim Bradley. She was one of the ones that she scored a bunch of fights.
I thought you were going to talk Canelo against Triple G.
There was a Canelo one
Remember
that
the
she
first one?
scored bad. Yeah, she scored a bunch of fights where you're like, what the fuck is this? And then you have to realize about betting props. Yeah.
Adelaide Bird.
No, it's not Adelaide Bird, though. No.
Adelaide Bird was the Canelo
Gennady one.
versus
Yes.
Triple G.
Very nice lady.
I'm going to give her props in this. First off, she doesn't do a whole lot of boxing more, but she does do a lot of MMA, does a lot of the UFC still. And stuff. That woman watches more fights, goes to more trainings. She puts in all the time that you could imagine to always try to get better. She is asking questions all the time. Now, if you're going to sit there and say, well, has she, can she roll? No, she can't. But she knows what, if you say, okay, what's this? She'll tell you.
Yeah.
What's this? She knows it.
I'm sure.
She puts in that time, but you're always going to have there's certain fights, no matter what, they're always going to be there. You know, as the judge, you're trying to do your best.
Yeah, but there's this
It's
one
so
lady
different than you
where
think.
she was involved in quite a few like ridiculous ones, and the Tim Bradley Manny Pacquiao one was a big one. And then they looked at some other ones, and then she stepped away from it. The problem is, and I'm not accusing this lady or anybody of this, but I'm saying that some people have done this in the past, is that all you have to do is make it a split decision. All you have to do is be one shitty judge that, even though it was clearly for this guy, you say it's for that guy, and someone's making a ton of loot.
Yeah.
And
Especially in this day and age with betting.
100%, man. The UFC has a real problem.
Oh, yeah.
There's a real problem with quite a few fights. The FBI has looked into quite a few fights.
That's
and
wild.
there's one that they focused on in the beginning because they knew that there was some improper betting, but now they're focused on a bunch of other ones as well.
Yeah. I'm going to say this
To
about the
think that
judges.
you can get away
Go
with it, John, to think that you're going to be able to get away with it,
You're an
it's
idiot.
just fucking stupid.
You're an idiot. As the fighter, you're a fool. But if you were around the judging, especially in the UFC, because it's mainly a lot of the same guys. You know, these guys are on text links. They are consistently every UFC fight, my phone blows up. It blows up with fighters. It blows up from other officials asking questions. What about that? What did you see? What do you think? And it's because, look, there is at times we get media and we get, people, talking about our fights that call robberies when there's no robbery. It's a close fight.
Right.
And if
you wanted your guy to win, and he
did not
lost.
win.
Yeah, fucking robbery.
I pointed it out to him. I had him sit one time. Hey, sit where the judge sits, because you get one view. You, as the commentator, you get that beautiful monitor that's in front of you. There's times when you're watching the fight live, and there's times when you're watching the monitor because the angles change. As the judge, now they put the monitor there for the judges, and like the UFC puts a great monitor there for them. But we didn't always have that.
Right.
And you didn't always, many times you had the worst seat in the house to be able to judge a fight.
Especially if there's a post in front of you.
Yeah. And it's so different than what people think. And it's when you are the one that's putting your name on that scorecard, you're signing it, and you know this counts. It's everything. It is everything to you to be right. You want to be right. But
100%.
Many times what you're seeing, and that's why they're at the 3 different points, and that's why something, people get into this, well, it was a split decision. Split decision is not always bad.
Do you think there'd be a benefit in having 5 judges instead of 3?
No.
No?
I've worked with it. I've done it too many times. It doesn't
come?
change anything.
It doesn't?
Doesn't change anything. I'm just being honest.
But
if it did, I would say, we should do it.
But if you have 2 bad judges and 3 good ones,
Why
the
do
right
you
guy wins.
Why do you have 2 bad judges?
Well,
that's the question.
That is a question.
That
But
is the
when
question.
you're on the road, let's be honest. When we're on the road, we do it. Let's not even name a state. But we show up and we have to use these regular local guys. There have been issues.
I'm not saying there haven't.
Right?
I'm not saying
there are bad judges.
Yes,
unfortunately.
absolutely.
I love cops. There's bad cops. Right?
There are.
I love dentists.
There's
some
bad
bad
dentists.
dentists. There's some fucking people that do surgeries that don't have to do them. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's like it's not saying that the people that do it and do a great job shouldn't be supported and praised, and they definitely should. But it's like it would benefit, I think, everybody to have a few more opinions. Like, I like Verdict. Have you seen Verdict MMA?
Yeah, I know Verdict MMA. Yeah, I've bumped them up a bunch of times.
I think they're accurate like 99% of the time. I looked at the verdict score. I'm like, most of the time, out of 100 fights, most of the time I agree with the verdict score.
There's many times, though, you can take a look. Look at this. When I started teaching the command course and everything, people, you got to teach stuff. I'm teaching people to take my job.
Right.
Okay. But in the end,
they need a lot of referees, luckily.
And they need a lot of judges.
But they also need a lot of referees for the big ones where you can't fuck this up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's
it
where
is. It's important, but it's not the job that people think it is. It is not as easy as people think it is.
Oh, it's definitely not
and
easy.
It's definitely...
It's the hardest job next to being a fighter.
Yeah.
I think it's fighters number 1, referees number 2.
Yes and no. And you're right. As far as fighting's much more difficult as far as, what it does to your body and what you have to put out into it and all that. Way more difficult.
Also, the consequences of fucking it up.
Boom.
I don't have the consequences of, if I make a bad call as a commentator, it's like, oh, Joe's an idiot.
Okay.
That doesn't mean anything. Like, nobody loses money. Like somebody could lose half their fucking purse, which I hate, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't like the whole win bonus. Everyone's trying to
I
win.
hate it. Can't stand it.
Can't stand it. You should get paid. You're a prize fighter.
That's
you
right.
should get paid to compete. This is the number.
Yeah.
Whether it's 200,000 or two, it shouldn't be dependent upon judges' decisions. It should be dependent upon you showed up, you fought your fucking ass off, you're trying to win. If you win, you're going to make more money. No one's trying to lose, right? So it's like, what are we doing?
I'm okay with the win bonus, but it's got to be more skewed towards the show money. So give me I'm using a round number of 100,000.
80-20?
80-20, right? And
Okay.
then you give me another bonus for a finishing bonus. If I give a knockout, you give me another 20 or 50.
Well, they're doing that now.
You know
the
what I mean?
UFC's doing finishing
But I mean,
bonuses.
exactly.
But I just don't like win bonuses. I think you know, the fact that there have been bad decisions and guys have lost half their fucking purse when they need it, and it's you got robbed. That's when you really got robbed.
Yes.
Not just a decision,
Absolutely.
but you got robbed financially, which is fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
I think fighters should get. I don't think they fight harder. I don't think anybody
don't.
fights harder.
They want to win.
They want to
don't.
win.
That's it.
No one's fighting harder.
No one's fighting
to
harder
get a
because
bonus.
it's just something sitting out there.
And if they are, they probably shouldn't be fighting in the UFC anyway.
well, I always
because
say-
they're not at an elite, like world class level. If they're fighting harder for
if you're in the
bonus.
top 15, you're not going to fight harder because you're getting paid more.
Exactly.
You've worked your way there to
Exactly.
get there. Your pride is too involved. Your ego's involved. You want
you're
to
too fucking good.
Yeah, you want to show everyone you're the best.
I've always said, look, if you ask a fighter before the fight, hey, how much are you going to win for this? If they're going to get a 40-40, if they're going to get a 50-50, they're going to say 100,000. They've already mentally spent that money. And trust me, it's always
true.
They've got that win bonus in there.
100% true.
Kind of impulsive.
You know, it's
Fighters aren't the best at saving cash.
I know. You know, so
yeah.
You take a look. You know, when you sit there and
who's good
say,
at saving money though is Strickland. You would think he'd be the most reckless guy.
No,
Very smart. Very smart with his money.
Yeah, like most of these guys are buying jeans and shirts and glasses.
No, they're buying
This dude's buying Wranglers and fucking
He wears the
boots
same
and
thing every
white
day.
beater tank
Yeah,
top.
he doesn't
He's
have
doing the
anything
same shit.
expensive.
Doesn't care.
But he saves his money, man. He's got a lot of money saved up.
good for him.
Learning how to
Smart.
learning how to be frugal is very important, especially if you're an athlete. Any type of
100%.
athlete, doesn't
Especially
matter.
if you're an athlete like Strickland who still rides a motorcycle. That's psychopath.
I still ride a motorcycle.
He's still?
Oh yeah.
You didn't learn anything from Frank Mir when he broke his femur. Like
Bro,
I'm
I
surprised
remember that.
fighters.
Frank Mir breaking his femur is what kept me from getting a motorcycle license.
Yeah.
That was the last one.
Really?
Yeah, two friends crashed. One friend wiped out and fucked up his shoulder, and then Frank Mir got T-boned, and I was like, I'm out.
It all comes down. There's the old saying. There's two types of motorcycle riders. Ones that have been down and ones that are going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just the truth.
That's the problem. I felt like I'm hurting myself so many days a week just doing jiu-jitsu. Doing that on top of that, it's like I don't want to risk.
No.
Yeah.
Especially if you haven't been doing it, because there's ways to ride, and there's you don't ride like you'll see. I can watch people on the road, and I go, that dude doesn't know how to ride. That dude,
scary.
and it's like
You
they're
can just
the
buy
ones
a
that are
bike.
going.
That's what's scary. You get a license, figure out how to ride it, buy a bike, and you fucking You know, it's like you could go to a car dealership right now and pick up a Corvette ZR1. You got a 1,000 horsepower car, right? And like, who knows if you know how to really
who
drive
says
that
that
thing?
you're prepared to drive that thing?
That's a
Yeah.
fighter jet on
Oh,
wheels.
that's exactly
This is
it.
fucking insane. And you just give it to some
But
kid.
it's awesome.
Yeah, your parents are rich, so you have a fucking fider jet on wheels. Like this is nuts.
But you know what you're talking about, Sean Strickland, with how many cars do you need? You know, I tell fighters all the time, how many cars do you need? You know, dude, I've had arguments with Rampage because Rampage's got 8 million cars.
Yeah.
And I go, dude, how many cars can you put your ass in at one time? Right? And it's like you're blowing through money that you can't get back.
You can't get back.
You know, and it's like you
one
try
thing's
to tell
about
them.
cars. It's depending on what kind of cars you have. Some cars are
Oh, if you're going to do an investment, that's fine.
muscle cars, shit like
exactly.
that. They're always worth money.
I think if you're a fighter, you need to take a page out of Forrest Griffin's book, right? With the
yeah.
Scion that he won for the Ultimate Fighter
Oh,
one. He drove that thing into the ground. Door handles were off. He had to roll the window down to open the door from the outside. Like,
He's such a character.
you know, but I mean, that's how you have to live. If
That
you're going to be a
is.
professional athlete, a professional fighter, that's how you have to live, especially early in your career. You don't know how long it's going to last.
Yeah, also, there's something to be said for the comforts of nice things and luxuries kind of slowing you down a little bit. Not everybody. Doesn't seem to do it to Arman Sarukian.
No.
That fucking dude,
Come on.
he breaks the whole rule book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rich kid, fights like a demon,
He
built like
does.
a Greek god.
He is such a stud, man.
Constantly competing in wrestling,
Dude.
doing everything.
He's wrestling this weekend here at Roth Wrestling in
Animal.
Arlington.
Animal.
Yeah.
Dude, when I saw him last, I said, just keep doing what you're doing, dude.
He's killing it.
Just
Yeah,
keep
he's
doing what
killing
you're doing.
I think the best thing that could have happened to him is not getting a title fight. That
Yeah.
guy's built.
No. Yeah.
I mean, he's capitalized on the bad situation that he put
Yes.
himself in,
Yes.
but it was also the headbutt with Dan Hooker.
Absolutely.
That was fucking crazy.
Well, because you're as a promoter, right? You could have cost me all this money if you get if he
What
gets cut.
Yeah,
What
he
if
gets cut. They pull the fight.
That's right.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Like, come on, knucklehead.
Yeah, stop.
But I
what
love
he's been
watching
doing,
him fight.
Oh,
what
yeah.
he's been doing with RAF, what he's
yeah.
been doing with his Nina drama stuff and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Hey, keep
smart.
going.
Yeah,
Keep going,
very
man.
smart.
No, he's
People are
killing
talking
it.
about you.
Very
He's
smart,
killing
and he is the most interesting contender for Ilya Topuria.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
100%.
Other than Justin, which is going to be wild. But I think the skills that he has, the wrestling that he has, and the size, he's a lot bigger than Ilya.
You know, I asked DC and Dustin both yesterday on my show. Why do you think people were overlooking Justin?
That's a good question. I mean,
When I
well,
look at
we've
Gaethje, I'm
had-
like, he's got all the tools and the weapons. Ilya Topuria is heavy on the lead leg. Justin Gaethje's got a heavy leg kick. He's got a great uppercut. He's fighting the shorter fighter in Ilya Topuria.
he's a bigger guy.
He's a way bigger guy.
He's not making 145 ever.
No.
He's a much bigger guy. He's a really good wrestler, and he's a nasty striker, and he's also a kind of a fucking savage. Like he's
not kind of.
Yeah, I mean, like a
Totally.
real savage, not like pretending. Like when he fought Michael Johnson in his
Yeah.
UFC debut, he just threw himself at Michael Johnson, and he did the same thing with Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah.
The Paddy Pimblett fight, he could have fought that fight a lot cleaner.
Yep.
And he just said, "Fuck you! I'm just gonna walk you down and just blast you every chance I get and break you up." And that's what he did. And he's a fucking scary dude, man. Justin's a scary dude. When he's on, and this is the last dance, right? So you know that he's going to be hyper focused for this fight.
I just can't see why people are overlooking him. Like, they just look at him and like, oh, he doesn't have a chance. He's going to get knocked out. I think they're
It's
taking
just
away
because
from
Ilya
what...
is so
Because
good.
Ilya has done it to
Everybody.
all these guys that are also really good.
Got
And
3
he has
all-time
destroyed 'em.
greats
Yes,
KOs
in a row. In a row.
3 in a
but
row.
let me-
is
let me-
nuts.
Max
So-
Holloway, Alexander Volkanovski, and fucking Du Bronx, fucking Charles
Crazy.
Oliveira. That's
Crazy.
crazy.
3 KOs.
Yes.
Crazy.
I don't hold it against him, but
And
I
how
also
fast?
is it kind of somewhat is there an asterisk next to it a little bit because Volkanovski coming off the head kick knockout
Yes.
loss.
There's a little bit of that.
Max Holloway cutting from 55 to 45 after putting all the weight on, then getting knocked out. The only one I would say no is Charles because he goes up,
Right.
fights Charles. Charles, you know.
Charles,
That's the
no.
only one.
Max Holloway, yes, because he cut the weight, but that was his decision.
That's right.
And no one should have let Volkanovski take that fight.
No.
You got head kicked 4 months ago
Yep.
into a
Yeah.
coma. There's no fucking chance you should be taking a fight with the scariest puncher in the division.
Is that a coach's corner family decision?
It's
what do
him.
you think?
He's an animal.
He is an
He's
animal.
a fucking animal.
Yeah, but
He
hold
thinks
on.
he
He
could
is.
do it.
Yeah, but see, that's when you have to have the people
Yes.
maybe in your corner, in your family, are saying, hey,
I think it's honestly in your family.
Yeah.
I think you need like someone who loves you, someone who
someone who is just
You know.
absolutely, totally honest saying, you
Yeah.
can't do this fast. I'm not saying
Right.
you can't do it,
Right.
but you have to do these things
100%.
to be able to make it to where you have a ability to take a shot like you used to because it's diminished at this moment.
Not just that, you have to take into consideration that he gets knocked out and then he goes right into camp. Okay, so you're not going to
Yeah.
rest your brain.
No.
You're just not. Even if
Can't.
you're just wrestling, you're not resting your
You
brain.
can't.
Anytime
Right.
your body temperature rises,
Right.
you're damaging your brain,
Right.
especially if you haven't let it recover yet.
And there's no way he let it recover. I mean, he got shinned. Shinned to the dome by one of the biggest guys that ever fought at 55.
Yeah.
Islam's huge for
Huge.
55.
Yeah. 6 foot tall.
And he fucking takes the fight on 11 days notice with
Yeah.
no camp, and he's eating barbecue and fucking drinking Foster's.
See that? But like you, that's
It
the,
goes to
that's
his
the guy-
mentality,
He's an
though.
animal. He's a
Yeah,
fucking he's a
savage.
fucking all-time great.
Oh, no doubt about it.
He's an all-time great. And you know, when you go back and look at his fights with Max, like he was the first guy to figure out Max.
Yeah.
You know, and then you look at what he did cleaning out the division. I mean, my God, I would have loved to seen a fair shake. I would have never advised him to take that fight with Islam on 11 days notice. I mean, I don't care what the fucking UFC says.
No.
Go John Jones. What does John Jones do? John Jones had an opportunity to fight Chael Sonnen with very little notice.
That's right.
But he was already in shape.
Dan
and he's
Henderson
like,
fight.
Nope, won't fight him.
Yeah.
Not going to fight him unless I have a full camp preparing just for him. I'm not giving anybody any fucking chances. Period. See ya. Bye. I'm the champ. And if Volkanovski had that mindset, he would have never fought in Islam unless he went through a full camp again because he almost beat him the first time.
right.
It was a really close fight the first time. The second fight he comes in, he's a little soft. He's not in shape. His mind's not right.
It's also the difference in the weight cut for Islam.
Yes.
Islam was on 30 some hours compared to
Right. He's on Australia time the first time. The second time he's like fully rehydrated.
Exactly.
Much more time to recover.
Yep.
Much more dangerous.
I think it was more of the expectation that Volk thought, I'll just do the same thing I did in the first fight.
Of course, because he's an animal.
Well,
that's where you need your brother. You need someone to go, dude, I love you. You're an animal. You're one of the greatest of all time. But the brain is the brain. Like, there's just certain, you don't want to fight with a broken hand, right? Okay. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean your head's not damaged.
But see,
your head's damaged.
That's the difference, though, is exactly what you're saying is the brain doesn't hurt.
Right.
It doesn't have nerve endings. And so you can't sit there and say, oh, man, I've got this problem, until you end up concussed.
Right.
Until now all of a sudden the headaches are occurring and the bright lights start to bother you and all these things start to add up and you're starting to get mad about things that you can't understand. Why am I getting mad right now? Those are the telltale signs of, hey, I need to step away for a while.
Do you remember when Travis Lutter fought,
Yeah.
who was it?
Eastman.
Marvin Eastman.
Yep.
And he caught Marvin Eastman with a punch. It was just a regular punch.
Just nothing.
Eastman
just clipped
went
it a little
dead.
bit. Yeah.
And then we found out later, he had got KO'd really bad, I think by Tito in training.
Yep.
And it's like, that's it.
He'd been KO'd twice. Twice in training.
Oh, God.
These
guys are crazy.
And you look and you go, and that's why he went out the way he did.
100%. Because it was weird.
Off of something he never would have been hurt by.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was like a straight left.
Yeah.
They caught him at the end of the punch.
End of the punch.
And it was like,
hardly moved him.
Out
Hardly
cold.
moved him.
Just fell back. Yeah, because his brain was damaged.
You got to give your time a full time to recover. 45 days,
100%.
up to 6 months, eating more fats, more avocados, things like that to help your brain recover.
When Manuel Marquez knocked out Pacquiao, Freddie Roach said, "You're not doing anything for a year."
That's it.
1 year. And he got his chin back.
Yeah.
He took that year off and he came back, actually recovered. But Freddie, being a longtime boxer himself and being around the game and seeing guys getting knocked out and seeing guys jumping back in too quick, he knew.
Freddie being one himself.
Yes.
Look, Fred, people don't realize Freddie was actually a good boxer. He had a good amateur record. He was doing well in the pros. Do you remember who his trainer was? His trainer was Eddie Futch. Eddie Futch, who was the second trainer for Joe Frazier after Yance Durham died. And Joe Frazier, he was there for the Thrilla in Manila with Ali and stuff like that. Yeah, and Eddie Futch told Freddie Roach, son, you're taking too many shots. You're getting hit with too many good ones. You're not responding the same way. You're done. You got to stop. And Freddie Roach got rid of Eddie Futch and continued to fight as a professional and just kept getting knocked out. And that was the end of his career. And then he became the trainer. And you can take a look at a lot of the issues that he has. But as much as you're looking at, you're looking at that with Freddie, take a look at his brother Pepper, who took a lot less, is worse than Freddie. I mean, Pepper's gone now, but I mean, headshots and trauma to the brain, especially when you don't give it the opportunity to rest and heal, it will absolutely take and burn your career. It'll burn it.
No doubt. And there's no way to really tell. There's so many guys that are damaged and we don't know because you meet them backstage like, hey, how you doing? Everything's great. But meanwhile, it's not great. These guys are struggling. They don't remember what you just said.
That's exactly
it.
it.
And then they're talking to people that repeat things over and over again.
Yeah.
And you can watch, I hate to say it. There was a fighter fought in the UFC, fought in bare knuckle boxing now. He's now training guys. And it's Joey Beltran. Okay.
I know.
Had a decent career. Heavy puncher, took a lot of damage. And I'm just watching Joey Beltran walk off of stairs and having to go one step at a time with each foot. And you look and you go, damn, and hey, he's been altered. Yeah. He's a great guy, but it's like that's what all of this does in the end.
No doubt.
You've got to understand that I try to tell fighters all the time, look, you're a Ferrari. And you want to be a Lamborghini, you're a Lamborghini. But first off, it's like, the whole John Jones thing is, be careful of what you put in its gas tank. Okay? Same with, other guys. I don't mean to pick out on John, but, he's told the story of what he was doing. And so be careful what you put in the gas tank and realize you can only crash that car so many times before it's a piece of junk.
Right.
And it's hard to get that through that this is not going to last forever and I'm not going to be the same forever.
Yeah.
They just don't see it until all of a sudden it's there.
Well, that's why it's a real bummer when you see coaches that love the fighters and they haven't stepped in. They haven't done anything, and they're keeping training these guys
Because they'll lose them.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what's horrible. It's horrible that there has to be the kind of relationship where you get to a fork in the road and you go, this is what this is.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean that your life is over.
No,
It just
it's the
means
start
you
of your
can't-
next life.
Yeah. It's just you can't identify yourself. Well, Josh, you could speak to this because, you fought at the highest level for a long fucking time and you stepped away healthy.
Yeah, and I had this conversation with Dustin yesterday. I just said, hey, like, I feel like you could still do it. You're right there. Like, you're one fight away from fighting for another title again. And he's like, it was just the time. And I completely respect that.
Yeah.
I said, because he's having time now with his 2 kids, his wife. He's enjoying his moment. He just got done lifting. He was looking swole, and I was like, it's good to see you. He came on the show. He's all sweaty, a little bit. Like, he's enjoying this next chapter of his life.
I like when guys go out like Khabib.
Oh,
They just say,
absolutely.
They offer him a bunch of money. He's like, no,
Yep.
good, did it, done, bye.
And I hate when people try to rag him on it. It drives me crazy. They sit there and go, "Oh, yeah, but you could have done this, you could have done that."
Fools.
He gives zero fucks.
It doesn't
They're all
matter.
fools.
He doesn't care.
Those
He doesn't
people are
look at it.
Look
doesn't
at what
care.
he did.
Yeah, look
That's
what he
all you
did.
need to know.
Look, he dominated people that nobody dominated.
Oh,
Yeah.
And he did it in a crazy way. Like, speaking of Barboza, I remember that fight where Barboza had that 1,000-yard stare.
So do I.
In the first round, he was like, "Oh my God, this is never gonna go my way."
It's not. It wasn't gonna.
Hey.
I actually looked something up the other day. Khabib is the only guy who's never bled inside the UFC octagon.
That's
He's
crazy.
the only fighter to never bleed inside the octagon.
That's
what have I told
crazy.
you?
That's wild. He's the most dominant fighter inside.
Look at- I'm-
John Jones being,
Yeah.
considered
Look,
the
John
greatest.
Jones
but-
is
Yeah.
the greatest as far as you're going to say who's done it better as far as all the championship fights and all of that stuff. John Jones is the guy.
Right.
The most dominant fighter I ever stepped into that cage with was Khabib.
Look at this. Khabib never visibly bled, was severely bruised, or was knocked down during his professional MMA career.
Who's the only person you ever saw hurt him?
Connor.
Nope.
No.
No.
Well, Gleason Tebow hurt him a little
you
bit.
could say Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson.
There was that
Johnson.
talk.
Michael
of
That's
Johnson
right.
had one where
That's right.
he gave a
Yeah.
little bit of
That's
because
right.
I was doing that fight.
That's right, Michael
And
Johnson.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's
Right.
right. Michael Johnson caught
He
him.
sucked it right back up.
I said, I go, Habib. I go, you hurt? He's like, brother, come on. I wasn't hurt.
But it was the same.
It's so great.
You talked about Michael Johnson against Gaethje. And after that fight, because I did that fight, and I told Justin, "Hey, congratulations, that was a great performance. You got hurt. You went through it." He goes, "I never got hurt." I go, "Go watch the video."
I never got hurt.
I was like, "I never got hurt." He said, "Oh yeah, you got hurt."
Those guys went to war.
Oh man.
The crazy thing was when Khabib was on top of Michael Johnson and he was saying, "Come on, brother, I deserve title shot."
he was
My
saying-
dad's like,
destiny.
"I don't want to do this to you.
Yeah.
I don't want to." And then when he got him in the Kimura, I was like, "Please tap."
Oh, so
Yeah. 'Cause
it
you're
was
saying
so-
please tap?
Yeah.
What do you think I'm saying?
It was so. I think the only reason why it didn't break is Khabib was probably being kind.
Yeah.
Like he's talking to
Oh
him.
yeah, the whole time,
Yeah.
the entire fight.
You have to give up. He's saying you have to give up. Come on, bro.
You know I need to fight for title.
It's my destiny. I have to fight for the title.
Yeah, I need to fight for the title. You know this. I deserve this. You
Yeah.
agree? He's like, you agree? He's saying this while he's beating his ass. You
Michael
agree?
Johnson's like, huh?
I mean, he was just a motherfucker, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody agrees.
See, everybody agrees.
Yeah.
As he's beating his ass, he's saying, "See, everybody agrees." Well, how about when he was on top of Connor and he's saying, "Let's talk now"?
Oh,
yeah.
He was punching him in the face.
I loved
Come on,
it.
let's talk.
Let's talk now.
Let's talk now.
I loved it.
He was a monster, dude. Khabib was. He was just so relentless.
But
and
it's
that style.
everything. It's everything to do with his lifestyle, and this is where you get into. You've seen it too many times. Champions, and there's been great champions. But when you become the champion, everything in your life changes. The things that come your way change. You get offered things that you didn't get offered in the same way before. You get all these opportunities, and all of a sudden, instead of going to the gym, you're spending the day on a plane, going to a location to do something. Sometimes it's for the promotion that you're working for. Sometimes it's for the UFC or whatever promotion there is. And because they're asking you, so you're missing that day of training. And then you're getting back on the plane, you're coming back the next day, and that's another day that you're missing. He never missed training. He never changed his lifestyle. He did everything the same.
Yeah.
And that's why he got the results he got.
Well, for a super successful guy, he's still so humble. Yeah. He's so normal to talk to. He's so balanced, and It's that discipline that he has. The
That's
discipline and his religious beliefs. Like, he's just so rock solid.
The thing about him is that he tries to make sure he puts the guys that had helped get him there, tries to help them get elevated as well. And that's it kind of what I'm trying to say is that how you've done with your group of comics and friends, you guys all lift each other up. He does the same thing with the group of friends that he has. So not just like myself and DC and Islam and those guys. I mean, like when they go to travel for events, he takes care of the house. He makes sure that it's all organized, make sure that there's enough room for everyone. There's food. Obviously all the other guys chip in, but it's like he's the one that's kind of organizing everything. He's the leader of that team, and I love seeing somebody that puts that much effort into guys that helped get him there as well.
Yeah, no, he's a real leader.
Yeah.
He's a real leader, and now that he's coaching, I mean, you imagine you're a kid and you need motivation. You're literally being coached by one of the greatest combat sports athletes to ever walk on God's earth.
And one that did it right the entire time.
The entire time. And it is all about discipline and hard work. Like, you couldn't pick a better camp, especially if you're a grappling-based guy. Like send him to Dagestan 2-3 years ago. That's the greatest meme of all time.
That's it.
I think what separates, Islam and Habib and that whole group is that there's never a moment where they're not training. Like I was in Chicago at one of the events for Bellator. And we were there, and I was headed down to the bar after the event. They were headed to the gym, passing me in the elevator. They said, come up and talk to me. So I was up there for an hour just chatting with them while they're riding bikes, lifting weights, getting their workout in, and everyone else is down at the bar drinking.
Wow.
And so it doesn't matter. They don't even look at it. They don't think about it. They just go right to the gym. They get their sweat on. They're up there for 2 hours. It's not like this intensity
but it's
for
not
25
intense,
minutes. Yeah.
Right. They're
It's
just
like,
working.
And
They're
then
never letting themselves get out of shape ever.
no,
That's it.
and then
Yeah.
you see them in the morning, right? When they were when they were training out of AK in the mornings, you'd see them at the track in the mornings. They would just jog, but then there was little stations where you do sit-ups and push-ups. They would do those, and they would do it for 2-3 miles, and they'd come to the gym at noon and they'd do their workout, sometimes hard, sometimes not. But they were always training, always working, and that's what separates them. They're not out at the club until 2-3 in the morning, then trying to recover the next day. They're not drinking, they're not smoking, they're not doing.
The no drinking is huge.
Huge.
Huge. If there's one thing that fucks fighters up more than anything, it's partying.
Oh, yeah.
Drinking especially. I guess Coke, but I don't have a lot of experience with guys that I knew that were doing Coke, but I have a lot of experience with guys that were drinkers. And you would see them in the morning on, like, they would go out Saturday night. Sunday, they'd be fucked up. They show up Monday to train, and they just looked like shit.
Yeah.
Because they had been partying too hard just 2 days ago. And you don't think that that's going to make a big difference. But if you're getting drunk on Saturday night, that's days before you're back to baseline.
Yeah.
Days.
That's right.
And you could get away with it when you're 23.
Yeah.
A little bit, kind of. But are you? Because you're probably not as good as you would have been. And then maybe you're going to get hit with some shots that you wouldn't have get hit with, or you've been going to get tapped when you wouldn't have got tapped.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then you take a look. That's the big difference. If you go back and look at Habib's career, go back and look at his first fight in the UFC, and look at how bad. And I'm serious, how bad his stand-up was.
Yeah, it wasn't the best.
Oh no, it was probably the worst. Okay, it was.
I don't think it was the worst.
It was bad.
He did a lot of crazy shit. Yeah.
But take a look at it
Those were his setups.
when he was at the end.
Oh, yeah.
It was tight. He always was improving.
Oh, he
in
was dangerous.
everything.
Remember, he dropped
improved
Conor.
throughout.
He cracked Conor, with a big right hand, which was like, everybody was like, holy shit. Like, that was a shocker.
I had several conversations with Shab about that because I went down and did his show a couple times in LA before that fight. And I said, look, stylistically, Conor's the better striker. I go, but the intimidation of the takedown and the threat of the takedown for Conor is going to make him hesitant. I said, don't be surprised if Habib ends up landing some good hard shots on the feet.
That's a giant factor. The
Yeah.
fear of the takedown. It's about Kevin Randleman when he fought Crow Cop. When he knocked him out, that was what it was. It was
Absolutely.
the fear of the takedown, the thinking.
The thought process of, I
you
can't let him.
Well, you get it. If Kevin Randleman and Crow Cop fought a straight kickboxing match with no takedowns, Jesus
Come on.
Christ.
It's a walk. I mean,
it'd be
you don't want
crazy.
to watch
It'd
it.
be terrible to watch.
Yeah.
But that threat of the takedown is this factor that keeps you from being comfortable. It keeps you from finding your flow state.
That little
big.
hesitation opens up so many opportunities to catch him.
Yeah, it's big. It's so big. You see it in fights all the time when a guy just has this extra element of so that's why it's so impressive when you see a guy like Pereira where there's no threat of the takedown.
Yeah.
There's no threat.
None.
It's not happening. He's not even thinking about taking down. He's just going to fuck you up. And now it's up to you to deal with that.
We just don't have the level of wrestlers these days in the 205 and the heavyweight division to compete with him in the wrestling area.
That's where you have someone like Stevenson coming in. Gable coming in the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Okay, Curtis Blades can wrestle. Now Josh Hokett. Look at Josh Hokett's the real deal. You know, he's a good athlete.
Yeah.
He's a good all-around athlete. And
He's a character.
You can go with the shtick. Hey, he's got his shtick. It's great.
him.
Exactly.
But also, he put up.
Absolutely.
He put up in that Curtis Blades fight.
That fight as a heavyweight fight was awesome.
Awesome to watch.
Yeah.
You know,
Terrible for your
Absolutely.
dome, though.
Oh yes,
And that's
Yes,
the
it
crazy
is.
thing, that he's going to fight Derek Lewis, who's the biggest knockout puncher in the history of the fucking heavyweight division. More knockouts than anyone. And he's going to fight him, what, how many weeks? 7 weeks?
Yeah, 7 weeks.
7 weeks?
Yep.
Seven fucking weeks? After a war
Hello.
with you see Curtis Blades' fists? They're like this.
Yeah.
They're like that big. They're gigantic. He's a giant man.
Yeah,
and he
he's-
hit him a bunch of
Oh, he
times.
did.
Big shots.
And what? Look, I got to give it up for Curtis Blades. What a fight he put on, because he took some damage.
He delivered some big shots as well.
Well, he
Mad
did.
heart.
As a
Mad
star.
Mad heart.
Crazy heart, because he just did not want to lose to that shit talking dude. That's the funny thing is, like, Hokett will drop the act where you talk to him in real life.
Yeah.
And in the ring, you know, in the cage after the fight, I said, dude, that was a fucking amazing fight. He goes, I talked so much shit. He goes, I had to win. I talked so much shit. And then he went and did it again.
Little Elliot Tapori is out there trying to pick fights with
I
him
know.
too. It's like,
Great. Well, he just talks shit about so many people. He's just trying to get people upset and talk about it.
That's all. He's just pushing buttons.
Listen, that's the Conor McGregor game plan. Like, I mean, Conor did it the best. Chael did it. Chael was the first really to do it in MMA.
Chael did it.
And then Conor took it to another level. And
but
Josh
they kind
Hokett
of stayed in their lane. Like, this is my weight class. This dude doesn't
Yeah.
care if you're
Oh, no,
135, 145. He don't give a
he
shit.
talks a ton of shit. He just wants controversy. He's basically like one of them kick streamers. Like, he's just trying to talk shit as much as possible.
Look what he's done though, man. He
can
has put
fight.
himself.
Yep.
He can fight in the UFC for a division that the UFC has.
They need.
Man, they need these people.
Yeah. I think Gable's the man. That's what I think.
That's your nightmare.
That's Mike Tyson when he was 20. You know what I mean?
He's
Well,
still
before he
green.
fought for
He's got some work to do, but I'm glad they signed him early. Try to develop him hopefully a little bit. Give him 2 or 3 more fights inside the UFC. Give
The
him
problem is the heavyweight division in the UFC is so shallow that you could see Gable fighting for a title within a year or 2.
3 fights.
3 fights.
Yeah.
Yep.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could
3
be.
fights.
He's gonna have to learn a lot though in that process.
100%.
But you
He's got John in his corner.
Yeah.
Which is giant.
You got to give him credit though. He has shown that, first off, he's super fast.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's also got a chin. He got kicked up into the head neck area.
last
He
fight.
ate that sucker. And continued on, and you go,
Well, he's a tank.
don't let that happen again.
Right.
But
Don't let it happen a
But
lot.
man, you've shown, hey, he didn't let it affect him. He didn't back off.
Well, he's an
so-
Olympic gold
Oh, yeah.
medalist. I mean, he's a winner.
Yeah.
He is a small heavyweight though, like that hybrid style.
Yeah, but that's the
heavyweight.
best.
It is. It is.
Well, he's 250. He's just not tall, but he's wide as fuck.
His legs,
His
his
legs
trunk
and ass
is-
are
yeah.
huge.
How about when he had that dirty boxing fight and then leapt over the top rope? Literally,
that's the whole thing.
Like it was a box of tissues on the ground.
Dude,
He's
the best one,
explosive,
was when
man.
he had the first one and he hits the guy, and the guy's out going down, and he's taking him down.
He shoots a double
Shoots
while
a
the guy's
double.
out cold. That's how fast he is.
You go.
Yeah, he's
That's
the
trouble.
most impressive of the prospects. But hopefully this is going to excite like when you have like every division goes through these like peaks and
Absolutely.
valleys, and when you have a lull, hopefully that's when people come in and they fill that void. And with Francis out of the UFC, and it looks like forever,
Which is a shame.
it's a shame. I tried to negotiate that. I tried to bring the two of them back together. I tried to have a sit down. Dana was not interested. He doesn't want to have anything to do with them. It's about interpersonal relationships, interpersonal exchanges that they had that I don't know what happened exactly. I just know what Dana told me, and I believe him. So it's like you have the best heavyweight in the world, and he can't fight in the UFC, which is to me crazy. I mean, let's do Molly together. Let's work this out. Let's fucking work this out, bro.
We can do anything, right?
I mean, this is why I'm not a promoter, and it's why I'm not a businessman. But if I was, I would go to dinner with him. Come on, man. I'm sure we could let our differences be aside. Like, he's not a bad guy. It's just, sometimes people get upset, or they say things, or like, smooth it out.
Yeah.
My experiences with Francis have always been super positive. I
a lot of
enjoy
people's.
talking to him.
Francis has been nothing but kind to me and everybody I've introduced him to and stuff, he's always
the
great.
best.
Yeah.
He's the scariest fucking heavyweight on planet Earth.
Dude, he's huge.
He's huge.
People, I was at an awards thing, and with Misha Tate and Rashad Evans and I and my wife were taking a picture, and all of a sudden, there's shadow comes over the top of us, and it's Francis with his arms out like, hey, right? And it's like, what the hell?
When you get a natural 265, a guy's and shredded, cutting weight to make 265, that's...
Yeah.
I mean, there was many fights where he was like 270, 275.
Oh, yeah.
He would drop a little bit of weight to make the 260, which is also stupid. Why is there a 265-pound weight limit for the heavyweight division? That's nuts. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, I know why.
Because you get those really big guys.
It was Lorenzo. Lorenzo was looking at it saying, I don't want fat guys. Really. That's what, because you had...
What about Roy, Big Country? Everybody loved Big Country when he was winning.
But it was, at the time, in MMA, you had no weight limits.
Roy was lovable.
To a point.
Love Roy.
Yeah.
No weight limits. And that whole thing was, he looked and said, I don't want a bunch of fat guys. We got to cut it off at a certain point because I'm not going to have super heavyweight. And they never did.
Well, not having super heavyweight is fine, but merge it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. If a guy is like Valuev, remember Valuev?
Oh,
The Russian guy was 7 feet tall, fought Holyfield. Let him fight!
David Hay beat him. Remember that one?
Oh, that's right.
David Hay.
And David Hay's a small heavyweight in comparison.
Oh, yeah.
Holyfield beat him too, right? Didn't Holyfield beat him?
No, I don't think Holyfield didn't fight Valuev.
I think they did.
Did they?
I think they
Look
did.
that one up.
I think they did. I might be wrong.
I'm not sure Vander fought him. David Hay beat him. I know that.
Might be wrong.
But
there they are. Yeah.
Oh.
That's him.
Yeah. 2008.
Big
Crazy. And Evander Holyfield was a cruiserweight. Remember when he fought Dwight Muhammad Qawi, who was 5'7"?
Oh, yeah.
Qawi
That
was a
was a cruiserweight.
5'7" cruiserweight. He would get underneath you and be like moving around. He was a nightmare to deal with.
He was a mini
Nothing to
Joe
hit.
Frazier.
Bro, he was a tank.
Yeah.
That guy was, and he would pull his trunks way up to here. Too.
Oh, he did that? Dude, right under his nipples.
Tits. It was crazy. Oh, Valuev
awesome.
won.
Yeah.
Highly disputed. That's what it
disputed,
is.
yeah.
Majority decision. That's where you get a fucking referee in your corner.
That's when
A judge
you
in
look
your
at
corner.
look at the age of Evander.
Yes.
46.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah. It's crazy when you see these guys that were, like, oh, wow, Yoel Romero can do it. Okay, listen.
No, he is a distinct
from Earth.
Okay, this is where this whole UFO thing comes in.
Yeah, right.
And here is the proof of yes, there are aliens, and Yoel Romero is one of them.
Yeah.
It's wild.
He is built differently than every other human being on the face of this planet.
I told this story before. I don't know if you guys heard it, but this actually happened when one of his fights, he had broken into his orbital. The UFC brings him to a doctor. The doctor says to him, to the UFC, where did you get this guy?
Yeah.
And they go, he's pretty awesome, right? He goes, no. I've never seen a human built like this before. They said his tendon in his eye were 3 times larger than a normal person's. They said the orbital bone is already healing. Like, this is crazy.
I need no medicine.
So then there's some questions. It's like, listen, the Cubans are very connected to the Russians, who are very connected to science.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It's wild.
It has. I mean, you got to think, if you had a kid and you knew this kid was going to be wrestling, you're like, bang, 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 when he's coming up, you could make a totally different kind of kid.
Oh.
I read a story about this guy and his son started showing androgenic effects very early on. They were freaked out. Like, the kid was his dick was growing, he's getting hair. They're like, what the fuck is happening to this baby? And they realized that the dad had testosterone cream. So the dad was taking testosterone cream and he's hugging
holding the kid.
baby. And, bare chest to bare chest.
It's transferring.
He's literally juicing up his fucking
Oh my God.
kid.
Have you seen Andre Smayev?
Yes.
Holy Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
Jamie,
Who's
pull
this?
up that guy.
Huh?
Who's this?
Andre Smayev he's kind of a hybrid. He's a bodybuilder, power lifter, strongman, arm wrestler.
Yeah.
He's 350 pounds. I mean, 27-inch arms,
Yeah,
something
his
like
hands.
that. Look at
His
it.
hands are so
There
big
you
they
go.
look like catcher's mitts.
Yeah, and that's,
look at his hands.
Jeez.
Have you heard? You know
Look
what
at that,
he's taking?
2016 to 2026. Look at
Yeah.
the difference.
Yeah.
2016 look like a normal. Look at his hands.
Yeah, look at his hands difference. His hands are huge because he
Growth
takes
hormone?
Oh yeah,
Everything.
He
Look at
takes
this.
1,000 units of growth hormone a day. That's 10 vials.
What he does?
Yes, he's gonna die.
Whoa.
You cannot take
Is that
much
real?
for-
That's insane.
Yeah.
1,000. Oh my God! Look at the size of him. That's so crazy.
That dude does one-arm pull-ups at 350 pounds.
That's nuts.
I mean, he is absolutely.
And he's not. And he has a
He's
regular
27
job.
years old. Look at him. He looks like he's 50.
Yeah, he looks at least 50. And doesn't he have a factory job? I think he has a regular job. So it's not even. He's not even doing it for money.
Oh no.
But it's crazy when you see him when he was young. Like, look at that. Yeah. That's him.
Yep.
That's the same guy. I mean, that looks like a regular athlete.
He is a regular athlete there.
And then all of a sudden he becomes this fucking immense freak.
He is.
He must have done a lot
hair.
of testosterone to lose all of his hair like that. Yeah.
He did everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
He's done everything there is.
Jeez.
Whatever you got, give me it. There's a lot of those dudes. Do you know about that guy Tom Haviland?
Oh yeah, in Australia, dude. That
6'8".
That dude, you
400
take a
pounds.
look at him. He's unique in the fact he doesn't do the normal workouts and stuff.
Right.
He does basic farm stuff. He picks up things, farmer walks with stuff that's ridiculously
He does
heavy.
like a lot of picks up axles and weird shit.
Dude, but he's 6'8", let's say 330 pounds.
More,
not
more.
an
He was
ounce of
trying
fat
to
on
get
him.
to 4. He was trying to get to 4, so he's in the 390s. He was like, this is building up to 400 pounds, but shredded.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And preposterously strong.
Yeah.
Like farmers.
He's always working out when you can't see him.
Yeah, you
That's
see
like-
his back, and he's always wearing clothes, which is very odd. But there's photos of him without the clothes.
Wow.
And it's almost like he's building a masterpiece, and he wants to reveal it once he's done painting. Yeah. See if you can find some pictures of what he actually looks like, because occasionally they show his body.
Yeah,
He'll
he
show
always
his body.
always takes all the stuff
like
from
that's
behind.
him.
Yeah.
Fucking bro.
Wow.
Yeah,
Look at
that's
that.
him right there.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's fucking insane.
Oh, he looks young.
He is
I don't
young.
think he's that old.
Okay.
is
Yeah, he
young.
looks young.
I think he's like maybe 30 or something.
Damn.
It's nuts.
Yeah, he is.
Gigantic dude. 6'8", 385. What the fuck? What the fuck? Now, imagine if he wanted to fight MMA, and they're like, well, sir, you've got to lose 110 pounds. Fuck off. That's crazy. Fuck you.
Okay,
Let him
hold
fight.
on. Hold on. Think about this.
Look at that.
You're
That's
the, you're,
crazy.
you're the heavyweight that they want to put him against. Yes, there's a weight class.
No, listen, I think this should be a 225, and then should be chaos. 225 and then chaos.
I agree.
Yeah.
You and let the freaks in.
Yeah.
Let them Iceland
freaks
dudes
in.
in. Let
I
them
mean, some
fucking-
of the most entertaining fights in Pride, right, were the freak fights.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. That guy's gonna melt your piss cup.
Oh yeah.
100%.
So just like
You
in
don't have
Pride.
fucking.
Just like in Pride.
If you put that fucking guy in like one of them tester machines, it would ding like one of those cartoon things where you fucking you hit a mallet and it hits the bell.
There would be fireworks going off, streamers
There's
coming
not
down.
a chance that guy's on the natch.
Oh, come on.
But that's just like Pride, you know?
Yeah, exactly like Pride.
God, Pride, everybody was juicy.
They just had the enhanced games.
I know. But it didn't
Only
do that
only
well.
one world record was broken in the 50 yard.
Yeah,
50
and
meter.
really, that was a 50-meter swim.
Swim.
But they were wearing a
he was
suit.
wearing a suit that's illegal.
Yeah, because it makes you slippery.
Yeah.
And it was a
only like-
guy that had already beaten the world record like, I don't know, a couple years back. Somebody's
Yeah.
beaten him since.
It's no one really. It wasn't that successful. And I talked to a friend of mine about it, and he was like, "I think first of all, they're not like monitoring everything everyone's doing. They're not optimizing them. If you really want to juice these people up, you can't let them do it themselves.
Yeah.
You've got to have like a whole program where you put them on this stuff. But also, like, what are we doing?
Did you hear Did you hear the reason why they're doing it?
Why?
The whole thing is kind of like Red Bull. You know how Red Bull does all the crazy, different stunt stuff and everything. Their whole thing is they're a company that gives out or puts out these monthly things of TRT and all these different things with testosterone and stuff. So they did this whole thing as an advertisement, basically for people to see that being enhanced is better. And that you'll come and now sign up for it. I think it's $399 a month for your whole thing to be able. Yeah, $399.
The enhanced program.
There you go. It's the enhanced program.
Okay, so when did they?
Thank you, Jamie.
When we had them on, Jamie, did they bring this up? I don't think they did. Maybe they adopted this later because we had them on like about a year before they were going to do the games, and they were telling. And I was like, "Let's go, juice them up, juice everybody up." Yeah.
What about enhanced fight games?
Very interesting. The Vitor Belfort days.
The whole question is this: when you truly look at it, because I look and say, look, as long as if you open it up to everyone, then it's someone's choice. You're going to hear all that thing. Well, you can do it if you want. You don't have to do it. But it's different when you're lifting a weight, or you're swimming in a pool,
Right.
or doing those things, or you're beating on another human being. It's just there's a difference. You're creating damage in the sport of fighting.
100%.
Do you want to enhance someone in being able to do that?
You're also enhancing your ability to take damage. You could take that into consideration. You're going to get hit with less shots because you're going to have more endurance because you're going to be on EPO. You're going to have
That's always good for you too.
Super good.
Yeah.
The strokes that you get on EPO are the best. Yeah. But I mean, like, I got to think there's a way to do all those things if you're monitoring your blood work and you're being very careful, where you don't go crazy like the Russian
Like that?
cat. Yeah.
You know, people. That's human nature.
Yep. You're right.
One step, take
Yep.
another.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And if that guy has skills, imagine that guy. With like,
Oh my God.
imagine if you got Fedor and you go, bro,
Oh, yeah.
you want to keep fighting?
I got
I
you.
know
got
you're
something for you.
49, but listen.
That's only biological.
Yeah.
I can make you 32 again.
Yeah, we get you in a hyperbaric chamber every day for 2 hours, and this is what we're going to do. Testosterone in the morning, testosterone at lunch, testosterone at night.
And a little growth after.
Oh, growth is all day long. You're taking growth from the moment you wake up. We're going to get you up to about 290
We're gonna
shredded.
We're gonna peptide you. Yep.
I think part of
You'll
the
be able to do-
attraction to Fedor though is his belly.
100%.
You know,
Yeah, 100%.
You lose that, and I'm like, it's not
I mean,
the
imagine
Fedor.
Lorenzo saying, I don't want fat guys to fight, and you see Fedor.
Say
You're like,
Fedor,
hey,
right?
He
he's
did
kind of a-
everything he could to get Fedor.
Yeah, well, they did. They really
Oh,
did.
yeah, no, he did.
I remember those days. It was kind of crazy. Like he was negotiating with some dangerous characters.
Oh, yeah.
And Dana was like, "We gotta up our security. Like this is getting getting heavy with these guys." They wanted a piece of the promotion.
That was
Yeah,
that was the whole.
Yeah.
Everything. Everyone talks about that and stuff. Look, and it wasn't Fedor. You know,
Right.
Fedor would have fought for anyone, and it wasn't the
Yeah.
price of what he wanted for money. It was M1 was associated. Vadim Finkelstein was Fedor's manager. He had M1, and he wanted a co-promotion.
Yeah.
With UFC, and the UFC's like, no.
Yeah.
We can't do that. That's the one thing we can't do, and that was the end all right there.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate, right?
Oh,
Because
totally.
we missed out on the greatest matchup of all time between Prime Kane and Prime Fedor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Prime Kane and Prime Fedor would have been fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
agree.
I mean, absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it would have been-
Nobody had a gas tank like Kane. Nobody.
I just talked to him yesterday, Kane, and I was just talking about. I said, if there's one fight you could come back for, and he's like, I'm really like he's not. He's completely checked
That's
out of the
okay.
fight thing. But I was
No,
like,
he's not checked out
to,
the fight. I mean, he's doing a great job of training guys.
To me,
he's back doing it.
He's not.
He's not.
No, he's not. Just talked to him yesterday.
Dude,
So-
he was just. I was just talking to him at the fights.
No,
last
he's
week.
he's just like, no, I'm kind of like just disconnected. Like he's just trying to get his life back.
Well, understandable.
You know, But
Understandable.
That's the one fight I said. If there was one fight I could pick for you, it'd be Fedor. That'd be the one fight I want to see out of him.
We missed that.
It's
Yeah.
funny because everyone talks. I agree with you completely. Everyone talks about the fight that they would have put together would have been Brock against Fedor,
Yeah.
and I look and I go, yeah, it's probably not that good of a fight.
Yeah, it's like Brock would have had such a hard time
Yeah.
standing up with that guy.
Yeah.
Fedor, a good example, like the Brock fight to me that was like kind of the craziest fight was Alistair when he was juicy.
Uberim.
Yeah. The most
That
juicy he ever
That
was.
wasn't juice. That was horse meat.
That was everything. That was horse meat. He definitely ate some horse meat.
Oh, yeah, he
but
did.
there was
There's no doubt about it.
He was also eating pills.
No,
That guy.
There was a lot going on, but he was a monster.
he was huge.
world class
back then.
kickboxer.
You see him now?
Yeah, he's like a vegan now.
He doesn't look anything
Oh,
like
no.
it.
He looks
really
like he
thin.
did.
Yeah.
He's back to his pride days.
slim
Right.
down,
Slim.
looking good.
Yeah. Well,
Back
it's
to his
probably
supermodel days.
good for health.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
By the way, that guy's been KO'd a ton of times. Seems fine.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he did the commentary during the Usyk fight,
Yeah.
the Rico fight, and it was like, the guy is fucking talking great. He's like smooth and articulate.
It's not everyone gets affected the same way.
Right.
And it is, there's little factors and you can see the difference. There are guys, that are been boxers with 70 professional fights. They talk fine. Everything's good.
There's also a gene. I
yeah.
think it's called APOE4. And if you have that, like, what is it? How does it work? If you have it, you're protected, or if you have it, you have the problem. So there's one gene expression that makes you more likely to get CTE.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Yeah. What is it? Put that into perplexity, and see what it says about.
There's a gene that you have in your body that
Yeah, some people have it and some people don't.
Yep.
And if you have the whatever it is, where there's a gene expression, I'm a moron. I'm not the guy to talk about this. but Dr. Rhonda Patrick talked about this, and she was saying essentially that if you have this, here it is, APOE4 appears to increase the risk of severity of chronic traumatic encephalopathy in people with significant repetitive head impacts, but is a modifier of risk, not a cause by itself. So, meaning, obviously,
If you have it and you're not taking headshots, you're okay. It doesn't
okay.
do anything.
Right. But if you have it,
Yep.
so scroll back up again, please. A large postmortem study of 364 people with RH1 294 with CTE 70 without carrying APOE4 was associated with more advanced CTE stage and higher tau protein burden in the frontal lobe.
Yeah.
But mainly in those older than 65. But that's just because they haven't been testing all the MMA fighters or all the boxers. You know, because like if you just tested regular folks or football players, probably it's like football players is probably in the country the most people that have had trauma.
Absolutely.
Because you think about high school kids, even junior high kids.
Before
they're
that,
colliding.
yeah.
I mean, they did a study of, I forget how many different people, but they found that everyone, it was like 9 out of 10 had it in every group, whether it was high school kids, college kids, some level of CTE, which is nuts.
Yeah.
Not just NFL, not just college, high school kids.
This is everything that we've learned and we know today comparatively. Like from here, I'm going to Florida for the Association of Ringside Physicians. They have their annual conference. And they put on all these different things, and we, put together programs for down fighter things and all this stuff. But we know so much more now. Joe, it used to be, I would go in and do a presentation for them, and it was, one of the first things, when I first did it, I asked them a question. The real simple question was, let me ask you this: if a guy gets hit with a shot, boom, and he's out, going down, and he hits the ground, and the fighter comes in and hits him with a shot, is it possible for him to hit him with a shot and actually wake him back up? Every one of them back then, no. That's impossible. All it will do is intensify the effects of the first shot, all this stuff. And I took a DVD, I said, let's watch.
What fight did you use as an example?
Oh, dude, I had a bunch, and it was a matter of, it was trying to show them, hey, all these things that we think are just not true. Okay, when we have to branch out and start to figure this stuff out a little bit more, because in boxing it's different because boxing establishes time for me to make decisions. MMA takes that time away because I have a fighter that is now, instead of walking towards or trotting towards a neutral corner or something like that, they're trotting towards that person to do more damage to him, and so you're making that quicker decision. And we've had too many fights where we have someone that they're out going down and then hit the ground and you have to actually wait. I just had one in last week with Jason Jackson is fighting his opponent Jeff Creighton, and Creighton gets hit and he's going down and I'm going in to stop it and I see he starts sitting up and I go, I gotta wait. And it's like, I don't want to wait. Don't sit up. And he comes back, boom, hits him, goes out. I stop it. But it's like those are the ones that you look at and you go, man, to understand the way the human body, everyone responds differently in certain situations. But we've learned more as far as the human body will do weird things in traumatic situations. And it is the ability to hit someone and to take those synapses that are connected and to separate them. There is no difference in being able to hit them and putting them back.
That's crazy.
They can
isn't
get
it?
snapped the same way. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It's nuts.
In the Hermes Franca fight in UFC 47, 46.
Jesus Christ, don't go back too far.
Too far. But we're in the third round. I catch his leg, and he throws a little loopy shot and drops me. I have the leg in my hand, and I'm just going. I can see my face headed towards the canvas. My eyes are wide open, but I can't put my hands in front of my face. My face bounces off the canvas. It wakes me up, and then I start fishing for legs. Wow. It was just, I can see everything. I can hear everything.
There you go.
I just couldn't put my hands in front of my face. And my face hits the canvas. I wake back up, and he starts jumping on me. I start trying to fish for legs and trying to get to guard, and that's how that goes.
Wow.
And the first thought to go through his head is, I hope I didn't damage my face because I'm so good looking, right?
Jealous.
It is a problem.
It's jealous. This guy's jealous over here.
I told you the whole
But
time.
actually,
man.
you violated the stereotype that good-looking guys can't fight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There was a little bit of a stereotype that like good-looking guys, when push comes to shove, they're gonna fall apart because they're too good-looking. They don't want to get fucked up.
I don't think so.
Not true.
I've seen too many good-looking
Well, look
guys.
at Rico. Look at Rico.
Hell
Yeah.
Verhoeven's a fucking model.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a beautiful man.
That guy came to AK and trained with K.O.M.M.A.N.D in DC for a couple weeks. That guy's a fucking murderer.
Oh, yeah.
He's a murderer. And like when we were talking about earlier about the fight, and him, his boxing is really good. His cardio, like you guys were talking about, is fantastic. But man, he has no fear of being taken down. He has no fear of any of these guys. Kane and DC didn't care. He would fight them to the death on defending takedowns. They were like, man, DC was as soon as they touched gloves, he would just right to the legs.
You know, he
right
almost
to the
fought in
legs.
the UFC.
Yeah.
They offered him Jarek Lewis, but then the Usyk fight came up, and it was like, listen, this is $15 million.
Oh, yeah.
$15 million.
Yeah, you can't say no.
And look what happened. I mean, amazing choice, because in most people's eyes, he won most of the rounds of that fight.
Go back and look at some of the fights. That one right there, okay? You know, it's the most recent. Look at Francis Ngannou against Tyson Fury.
Yep.
And look at the scoring on that one.
Yeah.
Go back to Conor McGregor versus Mayweather, because no matter what you want to say, Conor won the first couple rounds because Mayweather didn't throw any punches. You don't, this whole thing about, your general ringmanship, bullshit. You're not throwing punches, you're not winning a fight. Okay, it's a fight. It's not a dance. It's not how pretty you look. And so you can go back and I can tell you, like, I've talked with some of the judges off of the Mayweather McGregor. They go, I made a mistake. I gave credit where I shouldn't have given credit. It's like, how?
Interesting.
You know,
I think it's easier for the heavier weights, though, to go up to boxing and have a little bit more success than it would be for the smaller guys. Like Ilya Topuria to fight Bud Crawford.
Oh, no, stop.
Sorry.
crazy.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like that's my point. The level of boxing talent there with Bud and Ilya, it's not even close.
No.
It's not even close.
Bud's one of the greatest to ever
Absolutely.
do it.
Absolutely.
And
but
Ilya
the
maybe
heavyweight
could
division's a little
be
bit-
if he just went into boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, the
But
fucking
Bud-
guy's hands are insane.
Bud Crawford could go to MMA. That dude can wrestle.
Right?
Okay?
Right?
So I would love, obviously not going to happen just because of the money you can make. Boxing is not the same as.
And also, he's another guy that's like, I'm done. I
Yeah.
don't have to do this anymore.
Oh, dude.
I did all I wanted to do. Multiple division weight champion, undefeated. Bye.
Yep.
Made a ton of money. See
That's
ya.
it.
Yep.
Beat Canelo and boxed
Dude,
the brakes
box
off of
the
him.
ears off him. Exactly.
Crazy. When he was pity pat
he-
punching him
dude.
and then hitting him with big shots, like that's what you do to someone when you're playing.
He had Canelo so absolutely frustrated during that fight. But I remember I was in New York, Gleason's gym. Terrence Crawford is there. And he is boxing all these guys and just playing.
Yeah.
Just absolutely, come on, next one, boom. Go. And touch. He never tried to hurt any of them, never tried to throw a big punch. You just look and you go, how good is this guy?
Yeah.
He is that,
And
he's that guy.
one of the best switch hitters to ever do it.
Oh, yeah.
In my opinion, it's like him and Hagler.
Yeah.
They're like right there together.
Yep.
It's wild.
Greatest switch hitters.
Yep.
Because
No.
he could box you southpaw, and then all of a sudden he's orthodox, and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh no.
And dude, the funny part about him is, you see it in MMA. Guys will switch when they take a step and throw a punch. They'll switch to a different. He does the same thing, and he does it, and then takes a lateral movement that had Canelo like, where the hell is he?
Yeah.
And he's going hi, bap,
Yeah.
And you go, oh my God, he's so goddamn good.
He hit Canelo with a straight left, and then Canelo went to counter, and he had the hand still out there, and he turned it into a left hook.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
good Lord.
Yeah.
It was so pretty. You could see Canelo's like, here I come back, bang.
Yeah.
He gets dinged with the left hook. I'm like, that is crazy speed and precision and technique.
I've said this before. I've sparred with Robert the Ghost Guerrero, because he lived in Gilroy, and we would train together all the time. He would use me I'd be in fight shape, ready for my UFC fights.
Just judged his son's fight.
Yeah, just literally, I'd show up. I was the first 4 rounds of a 12-round session. He get a new training partner every 4 rounds. This guy would just piece me up. He would just toy with me, and it was embarrassing. I'm like, I'm in the best shape of my life, but by round 4, I was exhausted, and he was barely touching me.
'cause
Just
you're
touch,
working hard.
touch, move, slip out the side, slip out the
Skill.
side. So good, and he wasn't at Mayweather's level. He's fought Mayweather, but he wasn't that level of slickness. But he made it look like it when I was in there with him.
It's all in comparison.
So good.
I mean, there's guys that look at Jack Della Maddalena when he fought Carlos Prates. You're like, Jack Della Maddalena is one of the scariest strikers in the sport. And then he fights Prates. You're like, oh, levels.
Oh, there is a difference.
Levels.
Yeah.
There's
And that's
levels.
it. That's what you try to. And everyone has this idea. We talk about it all the time, and I go, you don't understand the difference this much makes in the difference of how you compare in a fight with somebody.
Levels.
Oh my God.
Levels. Especially when you get a guy like Prates that had so many high-level Muay Thai fights.
Yep.
That's the big difference. These guys that with only striking, they develop an understanding of positions and technique that's just not available if you're training the other stuff too. And so then they get to this, like Pereira, they get to this super high level at this one thing, and then they incorporate the other stuff, but that other level, you're not going to catch them.
No.
You're not going to catch Prates when it comes to Muay Thai. That step-in fucking tomahawk
that
elbow that he
elbow.
does,
Yeah.
holy shit, dude. And he's playing, and he smokes Marlboros, and he drinks.
He smokes Marlboros in the back.
Bro, it's crazy. He's getting
What was
ready
the
for
guy
the
that-
fight, and he's smoking blunts.
What was the guy that fought De La Hoya that would come out and smoking cigarettes?
Oh, yeah,
Mayorga.
Mayorga, yeah.
But, I mean, Mayorga was never at the level of Prates.
No.
Prates, like, is so fucking slick, man. Some of the shit that he was doing to
Yeah.
JDM, like, JDM is a fucking killer.
Yeah.
And he had no success.
he was drowning.
He was drowning,
Yeah, he was
and
drowning.
it's also like, what is going on with his limbs? Why are they so big? It's like crazy. Like he says he's 6'1". The fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
I want to measure your height
Yeah.
and your length because I
Hey.
think there's some bullshit.
Yeah, he's just all legs
You know,
and
it's
arms.
like, I think he did this for his reach. Like his reach is nuts. When you see him in
Little
there, he's
T-Rex
like
arm.
all arms and legs. And the technique is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. The setups, when you think he's punching, he's kicking the fuck out of your calf, and he's like slowly breaking you down, slowly breaking. And the knee, that fucking knee that comes out like a jab, his knee is nuts, man.
You go back to his fight with Gary, and you look at, Gary was doing great. That last round,
Yeah,
he
started getting him.
came back on it, and you look and you go,
If this
man,
was 5 rounds, it'd be a real problem.
hello.
But it also
That
shows
was-
you how fucking good
It
Ian
was-
Gary is.
Oh,
man.
absolutely. That's the whole point. It shows
Yeah.
how good he is because he
Yeah.
has gone against guys that are a real problem as far as stylistically. His fight against MVP, Ian
Yep.
Gary did, fought as smart as you
Yep.
could fight and did a wonderful job in showing, hey, I'm multifaceted. I'm not just, this one style fighter.
With Prates, when he knocked out Leon Edwards, I was like, oh. Like I knew he was really elite, but I'm like, Leon's so technical and he's so slick.
Yeah, he's
like
good.
if it's just and Prates is not going to try to take him down. I'm like, this is going to be a very interesting fight.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
No.
It was Carlos Prates' show.
Yeah.
He put on a fucking show.
The relaxation, the comfortness of being
Yes.
out there. Also, too, Leon understanding like I was the champion, I'm not the champion. It's hard to get back
He's
there.
had-
the
he's had
mindset has
that-
changed a lot.
Yeah.
for that
It's been
champion.
hard for Leon ever since when he lost that title fight against Muhammad. And you look and everything that's happened to him since, it's just, confidence is everything.
Yeah. Well, the
With a
Sean
fighter?
Brady fight might have been even more brutal than that because Sean just mauled him.
Yeah.
Mauled him. When Sean gets on top of people, like what he did to Joaquin Buckley was bananas.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. I look at that, and this is why. Sean Brady won against Craig Jones. Okay, now it was an advantage as far as winning, but he grappled against the real Craig Jones and showed that he can
but
stay with
you
him.
know in that
Poor
match,
Joaquin is
but you
not
know in that
at
match,
that level.
Craig was not allowed to use leg locks.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's
a big-
crazy. That's a big. That's like
That's a
fighting
no-no?
Ernesto Hoost and you only can kick above the waist. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, that's if you're Rick Rufus. That's a smart idea.
yeah, if you're right, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? It's like that. Craig Jones, like you got to
Yeah.
give him his
Yeah.
full game. You can't have him thinking, "Oh, I can't do
Yeah,
this."
that's true.
He's taking
That
away
is true.
50% of his
This is true.
attacks. But it
Sean
shows
Brady
you how
on the
good
ground
he is elite,
really good.
elite. But it was just the ability to hold him down was just shocking. I mean, it's like God. And then when he was mounting him, it just like he was doing drills.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, it was just like staying calm and just bang, bang, bang. It was like he was doing conditioning drills on a heavy bag. Like he was just sitting on a heavy bag, pounding on the bag. Time,
He was.
bro. It
So-
was nuts.
I said this, maybe I caught some flack for it a little bit, but I said, like, look, I think the Ian Gary fight and the Prates fight for Islam, both those fights, I'm not saying they're easy fights because they're not, but you put someone like a Sean Brady against Islam, and that becomes a little
More
bit of a
difficult.
problem, a little bit more difficult.
that's
Big
matchups.
difference. Big difference.
Styles make matchups.
Styles
Yeah.
make matchups, and
They
they
really do.
When you look at someone's style comparatively, one person is easy for someone, or they're very difficult for someone else. If you're going to put someone against Islam, as far as that's going to be on the ground with him and give him difficult times.
There's not a big
it
enough.
would be Brady.
There's not a big enough sample size for me with Michael Morales. I think Michael Morales could be a big threat on the feet. The
Well,
wrestling.
people are going to say, well, he beat Sean Brady, so
Yeah,
obviously
stopped him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the size, I think, of Michael Morales will give Islam some problems as well.
And Michael Morales can fucking wrestle.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
not like he's
an
just a
Ecuadorian
boxer.
national champ, I think,
Yeah.
is what he was. And then, he's obviously got power. Athletic,
is-
super athletic.
Islam
Huge.
doesn't do the normal wrestling.
Nope.
His takedowns
No.
are different.
Yep.
A lot of foot sweeps, a lot of judo, a lot of difference
Yep.
in the way he does things.
And world championship experience.
Yes.
And also the years of training with Khabib.
Yeah.
Years.
What he does so well is he does it off a transition. As soon as you punch, you guys anywhere inside the clinch, he's already hitting the foot sweep into the inside trip. Can't get it? Okay, I'll drop one down on a single or a double.
You know I'm excited about at 170 is Amasov.
Oh, dude.
That Ukrainian cat.
Oh, yeah.
The Bellator
we know.
dude.
We know
yeah,
good.
Of course you know.
we
Look,
know.
he's
He's good.
He is absolutely the real deal.
Yeah.
He is good everywhere.
Everywhere.
And his wrestling and his grappling ability, his submission ability, is at the top of the field. It's right there with Sean Brady. Am I lying?
No, it is. It is. There's one guy out there, though, and he was just talking about him. He's the one guy that he lost to who's not signed by the UFC, and that's Jason Jackson. He's the one guy to beat him. I'd love to see Jason Jackson in the UFC.
Where's Jason now?
He just fought an MVP.
Just fought an MVP.
Won in like 10 seconds.
22
by
seconds.
22 seconds.
I
by
had a hard
knockout.
night. I had 22 seconds and 17. It was very difficult. I was exhausted.
But he's the only one. He's the only guy to beat Yaroslav Amasov.
He is.
Wow.
He's fantastic on the feet. He has a wrestling background, but he chooses to stand. He's got like 30 jobs: a coconut stand,
Oh,
a
he's
car
got
washing
all kinds
stand.
of business.
He works. He works.
Dude,
all
he's
the
a
time.
working man.
He's a
He's
working
awesome.
man. But he's very talented. I love watching that guy fight. I think you add him against a Prothis or against an Ian Gary.
it'd be great.
These guys would duke it out. It would be a great fight.
It's interesting when there's guys that are at that level that aren't known.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
And he's a former champion.
Jason's been there. He was, you got to figure he was in the UFC as far as the Ultimate Fighter when they did that whole Black Zillions versus ATT.
Oh, that's right.
He was part of that.
That's right.
And he's just always been on the cusp of being brought back in and then not. And you look and you go, he's got all the talent in the world, and he's tough as hell. He'll
Yeah.
fight.
He is tough.
So
Who is that cat, that heavyweight that just knocked out Henan Ferreira?
That's Sergey Bilistino.
And he's one of Fedor's boys, right?
He is now.
protege of
He is
Fedor?
now. Yeah.
That dude.
Yeah.
That dude's scary.
the other one-
Bilistini that dude is yoked.
Yoked and moves
and
fast.
He's fast and he's got power.
But then you also got
And
Nemkov.
technique.
Nemkov's at heavyweight.
Yeah, and Vadim Nemkov
He's
is in
another
heavyweight.
guy. He's another guy that's at
Look.
the top of the heap that's not in the UFC.
Vadim Nemkov is good.
Yeah.
And man, he is.
Extremely athletic. He's not a big heavyweight. He's got great lateral movement. He's really good with his hands.
He's a 240.
Beautiful kicks.
Yeah, he was a 205.
And
He's
he can
240
wrestle.
now.
Yeah.
And he can wrestle.
He can
do
wrestle his
everything.
ass.
He chooses to stand, but he'll mix up the wrestling and kind of get you guessing.
And he's another Fedor guy.
He's another Fedor guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mean, that's another one. Like training under Khabib. I mean, if you're a Russian guy training under Fedor, like, good lord,
Yeah.
like, what a crazy opportunity.
Yeah, but you got to live in Stario School.
Do you really? That's where they live.
That's where they live, man.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
There ain't no parties there. Nope. You better have snow tires too.
Oh yes, you better. Thick clothing. Thick.
Thick clothing, snow tires, and hate comfort.
Oh, my God.
You're sleeping on a futon, bitch.
Yeah, there's a lot of talented guys that will come out of other promotions, but I'd love to see Jason Jackson in there mixing it up with those
That'd be
guys because stylistically the
Well,
matchups are there
and
with
the-
Protis and Gary and
The 170s
fun
right now,
fights.
and putting Yaroslav. When the UFC finally signed him, I said, "Thank God."
Thank God. Yeah, me too.
He deserves to be there, and they need, that kind of fight. And look, he's gone in and proven. Dude, his fight against Joel Alvarez. Joel Alvarez is a good fighter. I mean, he made him look absolutely like the guy didn't know hardly anything.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
watched it yesterday. I watched it again
I
yesterday.
mean, you just watch
Yeah.
the last takedown. When he
airborned him.
Oh my God! And you look but look at the ease that he did it with.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like,
Spectacular technique.
oh my God,
And
his technique.
the
And
tightness
and-
of his grappling.
See,
is
and
insane.
his training partner is Johnny Eblin. Same guy that's training partner now for Sean Strickland.
Ah,
and
makes
Johnny-
sense.
those guys go after each other daily.
And Johnny will tell you he's the one that gives him the most fits inside the gym. The one that I spar with the most, the one that just gives me all the fits on the grappling, the wrestling, all those things. Go back to his fights too in the past when he fought Ed Ruth. He hip tossed Ed Ruth,
my God.
took Ed Ruth down, three-time national champ out of Penn State. I mean, he was having success against him. It was a very close fight, and he ended up winning the fight. But it was one of those fights where you're like, damn, you walked away going, this guy can wrestle. This guy can stand. He's chasing submissions. He's trying to get finishes. I mean, he had takedowns against Logan Storley, a 6-time state champ out of South.
4-time All-American, Minnesota.
And a 4-time All-American out of South Minnesota. Just phenomenal wrestler, but he's able to have exchanges with these guys, chasing anacondas, darces, knee bars, everything. Extremely talented. There's a lot of guys that I would love to see to kind of mix in, because every time, because when you look at the history of the sport, you got like Strikeforce when it came into the UFC. Those were the best fights. And you start plucking. I'm not saying that a lot of these guys need to come in right now, but if you can pluck 1 or 2 guys for each division,
all it takes
it
to
starts
mix things up.
sprucing this whole thing up. Because for a little bit before the Paramount deal happened, because I cover I cover it every fight every week, right? And we talk about it on the pod. It just simply put, everyone's like, man, these fights are trash, they're garbage, this and that. I'm like, guys are being complainers. The cards are great. You guys are they're used to the next level of like the Connors and the Alexes.
Stars.
On every card.
Just technique and just fighting ability. There's some amazing fights out there.
But
amazing fights.
When you add in someone like when Michael Chandler came in, there was a lot of hype around it. When Patricio came in and Aaron Pico, when they came in, there's a lot of hype around it. It kind of puts a little shot in the arm into the weight class and gets everyone amped up. The fighters that are there at the UFC, they're like, this guy ain't fucking beating me. I'm not letting this bum from this other promotion beat me. And then fighters that are coming in are like, no, I'm here to shoot. I'm here to prove that I deserve to be here. So it kind of gets the fans amped up. It gets the promotion amped up, and the divisions kind of gets a little bit of a spark. So I'd love to see that happen a little bit more.
Absolutely. The Pico thing is really interesting. It's like his last fight, he looked so tight against Pitbull.
Yeah.
He looked so good. Everything looked so smooth. Like his boxing was flowing. His transitions to grappling was flowing. He fought intelligently. That's the Pico that we needed to see.
Yeah, but you take a look at his first fight against Lerone, and I always say that was a Pico that was pressing.
Yep.
He was pressing that fight and making, taking chances.
A little too obvious.
Absolutely.
That he was coming.
And you look and you go, this is the difference between, that first fight in the UFC and wanting to do so well and wanting to prove how good you are and stuff. And then finally relaxing and just, hey, let the fight come to me. Let me show what I can do. And taking those moments when you get them. That's what he did in his fight against Patricio. And look, Patricio is good. And Pico could be so good. He just has to relax.
He's still young.
He's fighting. Oh, yeah.
He's had a bunch of pretty bad KOs.
Yes, he has.
The Borax one.
And that's a problem.
Yeah.
Borax, you had the one against frickin' Corrals.
Yeah.
He hurt Corrales and then he got, starched. He's had a couple of them.
And both those fights
good.
he was winning.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is he was winning. He's beating Boric and then he was beating Corrales. The fights that he lost,
so hyper aggressive.
Yeah.
And that's part of the
That's
problem.
it.
But it's also because he's so fucking good.
But he's got the best left hook to the body since Paul Daly.
Oh, it's so smooth.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
His left hook period. It's like such a whip.
Yeah.
The technique is so smooth.
Yep.
It's so nice. So I got to ask you about the Joe Schilling fight because it was such a weird stoppage where Joe just decided, that's it, I'm quitting.
Yep.
So his opponent headbutts him.
Yeah.
And then Mike Beltran, who's a great referee, takes a point away.
He did take a point.
And then puts him right back in the same position.
Okay, stop. That's not exactly what happened. And
It's not?
No, well, it is what happened. Yes, you're right. But when you have a situation like that and you have the headbutt, Mike Beltran calls a stop, calls timeout, right? Gets them up off of their feet and tries to put Joe's pissed. And I understand why Joe's pissed. He's saying, hey, first off, Joe's 42 years of age. He doesn't come there to be fouled. He's trying to, he's going to fight. Okay. And the whole thing is look where his hands are. They're overhooked right now.
Right.
Okay. The other guy's got his hands on the ground.
Right.
Okay. So you don't want your hands on the ground. Okay. So Joe's in a decent part to at least if he wants to defend himself. So when he gets up, he's pissed off and everything, and then Beltran takes a point from the opponent and asks Joe, "Do you want to stand up or do you want it back on the ground?" And Joe picked, "I want to be back on the ground." Okay. Now
Why are you allowed to make a decision?
you're allowed to make the decision because you were the one that was fouled. In a normal situation,
He said, "I want to be back on the
he
ground."
said, I want to be back on the ground.
That seems crazy.
I agree with you. It's not what you would expect out of Joe Schilling.
World champion kickboxer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, with that, you got to, he's the one foul. If the person on top is the one fouling, normally we're going to say they're going to lose their position. But there are many grapplers and people that have a hard time getting that person down. And so we went back to saying, all right, we're going to give the person who was fouled the opportunity to make a decision. Normally, we're going to put it back on the feet. But if you want to put it back on the ground, I'll put it back there, but you're going to be in the same position as you were when the foul occurred.
Right.
And that's what Mike Beltran went to do. And so he starts to put him back. You have Abena is the opponent, and he starts to put his hands on Joe's biceps. If you watch when they start to
When they put him back
on the ground, Joe tries to do the overhook. You saw the overhook, and Abena starts to put his hand on the biceps.
He did it on the left bicep, right?
Yeah. And so it's not a matter of, Beltran wasn't there to start the fight yet. He's got to put him in that position. But Joe, once that bicep thing started happening, he got mad, and he said, I'm done. Stop the fight. You can't make somebody fight. If someone says, I want out of the fight, they're out of the fight. So Beltran was in a position where he says he wants out of the fight. He fouled me, and that's what he's saying. And now he feels like he's not going to be put back in that same position, but he hadn't been. It's not like Beltran started it. He's trying to put him back in the same position when Joe's kind of just losing his steam and getting pissed off. And so, I look and say, look, if you're going to be that pissed off, it's a good thing you're not fighting because you don't fight smart and you're going to end up getting hurt. But he's the one that decided that.
So he clearly has two overhooks at the end of the fight.
At the time of the foul, he's got an overhook, both sides.
Yeah. Well, sort of. The right one's not totally overhooked.
But he's holding the back of the tricep, so you're going to say, okay. So that's where he's at. Look where the opponent's hands are at. Opponent's hands are under his shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how you should start. That's where it should be started. But he never gave Beltran the actual ability and time to say, no, put your hand here. And you can see Beltran starts to, as Abena starts to try to put his hands on the biceps, Beltran's starting to put him underneath. So it's not Beltran.
Want to go back to the ground.
That's the real question. And all I know is at 42 years of age, you're looking and saying, Joe Schilling can fight. Joe Schilling, he was a gangster, no doubt about it. And he at this point is he looking to become a champion? No, he's not looking to be a champion. So I'm taking the fight for what reason? For money. And so I think he just looked at it and based upon, this is not what I expected. I expected a fair fight. I expected us to, fight like professionals, and this dipshit is now headbutting me. He just got pissed and he lost his cool with it. And when he wasn't being put back right away into that same position where he thought the guy is now trying to up again, take another advantage, it just set him off the end, and he said, I'm done.
Right. He just got too emotional.
You got too emotional with it.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, it is, because Joe's a great guy.
When you fought at the level he's fought at, you expect a certain level of professionalism.
Yep.
And when you have these young guys that come in, it feels a little disrespectful. Like, you knew where you were at. Why are you trying to game the system right now?
He just headbutted him.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Oh, well, and there's a lot of people saying, I don't think it really hit him. It hit him in the jaw. Okay, it didn't hit him head to head, and you're not allowed to use your head as a striking instrument. It's a foul.
And it's pretty clear that he was trying to do that.
Yes.
It wasn't as simple as positioning his head, try to get a better...
Look, we say you can use your head as a steering instrument, as a third arm. You can press with it. You can do a lot of uncomfortable things with it. You cannot pick it up and bring it back to strike.
Right. And it was clear that that's what he was doing.
That's exactly what he did.
I think it's just very awkward for a lot of people that see Joe Schilling in his past fights. He's been through it all. And then for him to get super frustrated this way, it was a lot of people question. I'm like, I don't question it at all, because you expect, like I said, a certain level of professionalism. Like, we know that we're both going out there to fight and knock each other out. Why do you got to cheat?
Yeah. There's a certain set of rules that we're doing this under, right? And now you're taking those rules and just tossing them to the side like, this doesn't mean something. No, it means something to me. I'm 42 years of age, and I don't expect someone to be fouling me just on purpose. And then, look, no matter what, that was, right now we use intent. Okay, that was intentional.
Right.
He did something. I call it malicious. It's a malicious attack on him. You know, you're maliciously trying to inflict an injury on someone through a foul.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Did you watch the MVP fights?
Yes.
What was your takeaway on that? The overall card as well as the Gina and Ronda fight.
I mean, look, when you're coming in as your first time putting on a promotion, there's no way it's all going to be smooth. It's not possible. You know, it's just there's no way. You're not dealing with the same caliber of names other than Gina and Ronda and Francis. You know, the Mike Perry Nate Diaz fight was. When was the last time Nate fought MMA?
It's been a while.
Probably 6 years.
It's been a while.
Is it
Probably
6 years?
somewhere around there.
Which is kind of crazy, right? And Mike has been fighting bare knuckle and fucking people up for quite a while. You know,
Dude.
he's an animal, dude.
Dude,
He's found his sport though.
2022, so
Okay,
4
so
years
4
ago.
years.
4 years ago, he beat Tony Ferguson.
But he's found his way. This
Yeah.
is stylistically the best thing he could do for his career is fight bare knuckle, fight boxing. This is the best thing for him.
And Mike is like uniquely talented at bare knuckle.
Oh.
Like uniquely.
He's look, I'm being honest. I used him as my demonstrator for, Andy Foster is the executive officer in California, and he didn't like bare knuckle. I wrote the rules for bare knuckle long ago. And Dave Feldman came to me and said, "Hey, I need rules written for me. I'm trying to legalize this." Someone that I knew hooked him up with me, and I said, "Look, I'll write your rules." And I gave him 2 prices. And I said, I'm not doing it for free. It's too much of a pain in the ass. So here's my 2 prices. My one price is you don't say who wrote them and you just use them. And the other price is you say who wrote them. And it was because I knew I was going to get in trouble for doing this. And what does John McCarthy think he's doing? Now he's writing rules for that.
Did you write the rules for slap fights?
No, I don't like slap fights. I hate those. But so
You can't defend yourself. That's it. That's the only
it's
fucking
the
rule.
dumbest thing ever. So
Crazy.
Have you seen the other where they just run at each other?
Oh, it's even worse. They're like, hold my beer.
God,
Yeah.
You think slap fighting's retarded? Hold my beer. We're just going to run at each other full belt.
That's what it's called. Run it. Right? Those things are crazy.
It's crazy.
But the whole thing with the Mike Perry thing is trying to get athletic commissions to start to understand, because they're all into this thing. Joe, it's like you take a look at MMA. I'm allowed to hit you with a shin to the dome, like you talked about. I'm allowed to take my knee and hit it to your dome. I'm allowed to take my elbow and smash you, even when your head's against the ground. I'm allowed to do all these things. But my bare fist is the big problem. Right?
It's kind of funny.
It's ridiculous. But it's perception, and perception is a real problem because people believe what they're saying. Oh, it's horrible. So, Andy Foster was one of the ones that he didn't like it. And I said, Andy, I tried saying, look, go through those whole things with the shin, the knee, the elbow. And he goes, yeah, I know. He says, I don't like it. I said, Andy, I need you to look at it this way then. I go, there are people out there that are made for boxing. Floyd Mayweather, Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, they're made to be a boxer. They have all this technical skill. You know what? They're just unbelievable. I said, there's these guys, same thing in MMA. There's the George St. Pierre's. You got the Alexander Volkanovskis. You got all these people, that are, Islam Makhachev was the last one I used. I said, they're made for MMA. I go, Mike Perry was an MMA fighter. I said, he's not made for MMA. He's a tough guy. I go, but bare knuckle, he was made for. I said, and this is a guy who can make a living fighting for bare knuckle. He can pay his bills. He can support his family fighting bare knuckle.
And become a star.
I said, and possibly get, sponsors and everything that are going to make it so he can live the rest of his life. I said, and you're going to say that you want to take that away because of a bare fist? I go, it just doesn't make sense to me. And he looks at me and goes, you're right.
The best thing that could have happened to him was him leaving, him being released from the UFC.
Oh,
or
yeah.
the UFC.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You got an old-timey ring. Andy Foster's calling you. That's funny. Put him on speakerphone.
You want me to?
I don't want to put Andy under a spot like that.
And Andy's done such a great job.
Great.
He does things that people don't realize. He's now got a license plate that's out for retired fighters to try to get them a retirement. He's got a retirement for boxers already that was set. He's been doing things to try to get a retirement fund for a Josh Thompson who fought 15 times in California.
19. I looked it up.
Is it 19? Okay. I'm wrong. 19 times in California. He can get an actual retirement. Now, it's not going to be a retirement that he gets paid every month. Or they'll give him a large sum of money that he can then go. He can go to a trade school. He could buy a house. He can do these things as a down payment. Andy just put in a thing. It just got turned down because of a staffer. It was Assembly Bill 2130 in California. And that Assembly Bill was no money out of the taxpayers' money, zero taxpayer money. It's about sponsorship. A dumbass like me as a referee has to wear a sponsor's thing on my shirt. That will then, 75% of it went to retired fighters. 25% of it went to training for upcoming and in-service officials, both judges and referees.
What's the negative?
There is no negative, but you get these people in politics that sit there and go, "Oh, I don't like this." You want to know what their negative was?
This is in California, by the way.
Yeah, this is in California.
California is the best state for decisions.
But their whole thing was,
As we both live in Texas now.
Think about this. We all, we all left there. But their whole thing was, well, that would allow the sponsor to say that they're basically part of California and they're doing things for California. It's like, they are doing things for California. They're helping the people that fucking put on fucking entertaining fights and things for people here. It's ridiculous. There was nothing good. There's some great people in California. There are.
Sure.
And there's some great assembly people. I just did a whole thing for, Heath Flora, who's an assemblyman there, and he's putting up a bill about you being able to, if you protect somebody other than yourself and from somebody that's trying to do something, he's trying to make it to where they can't civilly go after you. Makes sense.
Yeah.
You're doing the right thing.
Right.
But no, there's people fighting against it.
Why?
It's just, politics.
God.
Politics suck.
They suck in California.
Yeah.
My dad always used to say, think about the word politics. Poly meaning many, ticks, blood-sucking little insect. Right?
It's a bummer. It's a bummer.
It's crazy.
And then did you see that Coker's returning to MMA?
I did.
Give me your take.
I like Scott
I like that.
a lot, but good luck. You
Yeah,
only have
it's-
$60 million.
Yeah.
When I saw it was only $60 million, I was like, that sounds like a lot of money. Until you think about putting on an MMA promotion and
It's hard.
then getting television production and then, paying fighters and then securing venues and then having staff full time for maybe. You got Tony Hawk with you, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm rooting for him. I think he did great when he was running Glory as well as when he was running Bellator back in the day. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
I think it's great for everybody if there's more competition. I think this whole MVP thing and the Netflix thing is great. It stirred a bunch of cash into the organization.
Yep.
A bunch of people got more money than they would have ever gotten anywhere else. Awesome. I'm more options, the better.
Yeah, I think
I hope he could do it.
Yeah. I think a lot
Not
of us.
easy.
I think a
Right?
lot. I think a lot of
Not
people
easy.
do because I think
Fucking hard.
as they do grow promotions, right? The fighters get more experience on a high level competition. You
Yeah.
get to fight fighters from all around the world. I'm just excited for more promotions to be involved.
Yeah,
You
more
know?
promotions is good. More options is good. More money is what we really want. The fighters need to get more money.
It's
the
it's
more-
always going to be the UFC here.
Yeah.
And ultimately it just comes down like you need more people to build up to get to that level. And
name a
giving them
good
chance.
XFL game that you watched. You know what I'm saying?
That's
it's
true.
Nothing wrong. I'm sure
No,
there's
it's
great
true.
athletes.
But it's the whole thing, and you're part of it. What you did with the UFC and how you made it exciting for people when you were calling fights. So, it's people now. A lot of them, they don't even know the fighters that are on the card, but they'll turn it on when it says UFC because they believe in the product.
Yep.
Right.
And that's what you're supposed to do as
Right.
as the company, and for marketing. But the one problem I do think that they have right now is they're unable to market people like they did when you and I were early in it and stuff. They now are in a position every week, and so it's tough to market. The guys who are not well known. If you're
I mean,
not
the fight nights, a lot of times the casuals have no idea there's even a
no
fight
clue.
night on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And some of them are fucking insane.
Oh, some of the best
Some of the
shows
best
we
cards.
talk about all the time. It's like the card itself rates. If you're looking at it honestly, it rates a 5. It
On
rates
paper.
a 5.5
On paper.
on paper, and then you'll watch it and it's a 9.5.
Yeah. It's 'cause
You know?
Yeah.
they're working to get to the top. Those are the hungry
They got
ones.
something to prove.
Yeah,
That's
and
why-
for hardcore fans, it's like giving them constant food.
Yeah.
Like, look,
It
have
is.
another
Or
steak.
drugs.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's
giving them that dopamine. It's over.
It is
No.
the thing when you look at it. It's the hardcore fan that the UFC has, but the casual one's the one that puts it over.
Yep.
And it's hard to get people to understand. You need to get the casuals, the ones that don't watch fights all the time. And that's the one thing I'll give Ronda Rousey, man. I thought she did an amazing job of talking
100%.
and putting, things out there the way she did. She got people's attention. She did what was her job.
Yeah, and 17 million people are watching that.
That's right.
huge.
That's huge.
That is huge.
It's all good for everybody. It's good for the sport. It's great for the sport. It's like that's what we need. We need more competition, more eyeballs on it. And unfortunately for the the people that are casuals, it has to be a name. It has to, like, this Conor McGregor fight in July is going to be fucking bananas. It's going to be bananas. I mean, people are going to go crazy for the return of Conor McGregor because
they are.
he's a giant personality.
But don't expect the same thing.
How could
you
it
just
be?
can't.
He hasn't fought in 5 years,
That's
right?
exactly it.
It's been 5
and
years.
that's the problem.
It might be more.
Because
When
they're
was the
gonna
last time
all
Conor
It's a
expect
little
that.
over. I think it is a little over 5. It's almost 6, I think.
It might be 6 at the time of the fight.
It might be.
I think it was
it's
July.
5. I think it's 5 right now.
Are we expecting to see a Conor that looked like Nate this last fight? Or are we expecting to see a better Conor than someone that looked like Nate? Because Nate did not look good.
No,
Well,
and
but-
Mike
but-
Perry did.
And-
Mike
yeah.
Perry looked like a fucking murderer.
You know what I mean? Like,
Mike Perry is a murderer.
He's a murderer.
and this is
Such a savage.
You take a look at that, and when you're taking an older fighter, which Nate is now, and you're
21.
You're
5 fucking years ago, July. So it literally will be 6 years.
Yep.
yeah.
But when
Oh,
you're
no,
taking
it'll be 5 years.
5
It'll be
years.
5
5
years.
years.
In-
when you're taking a younger fighter and putting them against the old dog, it normally doesn't end well for the old dog.
well, the thing is about Max Holloway is like Max Holloway isn't
he's young.
that much younger
Yeah.
than
No,
Conor.
he's not.
But the thing is, Max has been in constant high-level competition the
Yeah.
entire time. Won the BMF fight, beat Dustin, like constant high-level
Yeah.
competition.
That's right.
It's a different thing.
And I honestly believe him at 155 is the best thing for him.
Absolutely.
Max,
But he's not 155 in this fight.
this
it's
is 170.
170.
But
Yeah.
honestly, he
But that's
made
even
he
better.
might even be
No
better.
weight cutting at all.
Just no weight cut. Just kind of walk around.
And
he'll-
also, knowing this is such a high-profile fight, he's going to – I mean, Max is always in insane
No.
shape. But in particularly in this fight, he's going to be in fucking insane shape.
And his last fight, he took almost no damage. He got taken down, controlled, back taken, and there was not a lot of damage.
No,
taken
just
in that
frustration.
fight. Yeah, frustration.
Bro,
You know?
Charles looked like a motherfucker in that fight,
He's
didn't
so
he?
good.
Yeah.
Dude.
He's so good. Good everywhere too.
And on the ground, he's just so goddamn dangerous. And which just makes you think, how good is Islam? Because Islam just smushed him.
I can tell you, he's really good.
I mean, it's kind of crazy, though, when you think about how strong Charles's grappling is and how Islam just...
yeah.
Dude, he called it.
That's-
He called it. He said he goes Islam is going to submit Charles, and and he's going to submit him with a head and arm choke. And
I
went,
said Kimura or head and arm. I said either one for sure.
I go, shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, just shut up. He's not going to do that.
I said he would do it
Yeah.
before 3 rounds. He did it, obviously very quick, but it was
His grappling is just otherworldly. And
Just
the way
like-
he secures that darce by grabbing the forearm, well, I've seen a lot of guys try that now. A lot of
Yeah.
guys are going to that now.
because you don't have to get as deep. So you just go through and then just right at the top and then cover
You see
the
pe-
chest with your cover the head with your chest and just suck it in.
You see people doing things all. We always talk about back a long time ago, figure 4 in the body. We go, don't do that. They step the foot inside. It cranks you. It's bad.
How about that
They
crazy
just had the girl do it.
guillotine that A.J. McKee does?
Oh, the McKeotine.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
about that
Yeah,
fucking
right,
thing?
yeah.
Like, how come no one's doing
But
that?
that's the whole thing. Look at what
Body styles.
When he did that, I was like, wait.
Yeah, his body style. He's
Yeah.
so long.
He's
He's able
long,
to reach in.
especially at
Crazy.
145. And
He's
got-
huge for 145.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
But Grant Dawson just did the genie choke. Okay. How many times have you seen that done in competition? But I've seen it in the grappling room all the time.
Right.
Guys doing it, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden people are like, never seen that. And it's like, dude, it's been around forever.
Well, it's like when we talked about Edson Barboza knocking out Terry Edom. How did
True.
it get to that fight
Yeah.
before that was the first wheel kick KO?
Yeah.
We've seen a ton of them since then, but that was the first one? Like, that doesn't even make sense. When Anderson Silva front kicked Vitor in the face, we were like,
yeah.
wait, hold on. You could do that?
Yep.
Like, I remember Eddie and I having a conversation about kicks, and he goes, what do you think about front kicks to the face? I'm like, doesn't really land that often. Well, Incorrect.
And then Machida does it to Randy,
Oh
and then
my
Machida
God.
does it to Vitor.
Oh my God!
So
yeah.
Vitor's been on the receiving end of twice on that kick.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's been a bunch of them now. Now you see a lot of front kicks to the face because it's such an unexpected thing, especially if a guy's, you're getting hit to the body with it a bunch and you're getting used to doing this, and then donk, it hits you right on the chin. It's just such an unexpected technique.
Every time we think that we're not going to see something new pops up.
But the crazy thing about front kicks is it's literally the first thing you ever get taught.
Yeah.
When you learn how to kick, that's the first thing you ever get taught. The idea of there
push
being a
kick,
new use for the first thing you ever learn is kind of crazy.
A little snap kick.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I mean, karate, like, that's for day one. Like, that's it. The fact, just like that. Exactly. That's what it looks like, too. Like, all goofy and shit. The fact that that's the kick that... And then calf kicks, of course. Like, that's number one. You know? It's interesting because Cub Swanson is actually saying that he was the first guy to throw calf kicks. He was saying, like, no, go back to, like, 2011. I was landing calf kicks. I forget who he fought. They said he fucked somebody up with a calf kick.
Well, then I'll tell you before
Benson
that,
Henderson
though,
was the one.
Benson was one of the early ones for
There's
sure.
George
Sure.
Masvidal.
Really?
Yes, he was doing it in Strikeforce in 2007, 2008.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I believe
Around that time.
If you look at ATT as a team, they do calf kicks all the time. That is a huge weapon that they use.
You go back and watch Masvidal when he fought KJ Noons and how he just destroyed KJ Noons. And he kept kicking him to the calf, to the head kick, to the body shots, to the boxing. He just pieced
People
him up.
forgot how good Masvidal
He
was.
was
Masvidal was.
When he knocked out Eve Edwards with a head kick, like people really sleep on Masvidal.
Masvidal was slick.
He was so good.
When he knocked out Cowboy,
Oh,
people
my
were like,
God.
"Oh!"
Yeah.
When he knocked out Darren Till,
Darren Till?
how
Yeah.
about that one?
There you
That
go.
one was bananas. That step in hook.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, because that was a weight class above what he normally fought
Yep.
at.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
he was one of those sleeper
But he was
guys.
better when he went up, just like most guys are.
But he never got the credit he
are.
deserved.
Right.
Everywhere he went, whether it was Strikeforce, into the UFC, he never got credit until he started doing things that people didn't think he could do.
Right.
You know, when he knocked out, like you said, Darren Till, the running across the cage with Ben Askren, like those kind of things. He had no love up until those moments.
It's true.
That guy was always nasty.
Always. Yeah.
Dude,
always.
all the way back to his street fighting days with Kimbo.
Right.
You know,
Those videos.
he had
on
some good ones.
YouTube. Yeah.
That's I had this. I wanted to ask you this because I look at these guys now. What is it with the younger fighters that can't get past the old dogs? Like Dustin doesn't have to retire. Justin Gaethje doesn't have to retire. They're still ranked at number 2 and number 3. What are you seeing on your side that makes you think like, man, these young guys, these old guys, they're not going softly into the night. They're not letting these guys come by. Why can't the younger guys get past them?
Well, it
Patty
depends
not being
on
able to
who-
get past Justin. Like those kind of things.
Patty was not at Justin's level with stand-up.
Yeah. No.
Justin's level was like quite a bit. First of all, Justin is an elite grappler. So, like, what is Patty going to do? Is he going to take him down? That's not it. That's no picnic. And standing up with Justin, Justin has like some of the nastiest fucking leg kicks in the sport.
know.
And
I
the
wish he'd
way-
use them more.
I know, right? Remember when he used to throw him from the clinch?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's in tight with you, and he's kicking down on your legs, like, and you're like, how are you moving your hips like that? He was an animal. He still is an animal. It's like he hasn't faded. You know, Justin's not faded. That Fiziev fight, Fiziev is an elite world-class striker, and he beat him up standing.
Yep.
Twice.
Yeah, he hasn't faded. Justin hasn't faded. He's just 36 or whatever he is, 37.
I think he's losing, but you got to have a passion for the sport. And I think Dana's says, look, if you're not 100% in,
Right.
don't do this. And he's right. And I think there comes that point where it just gets to that, you know what, there's other things out in the world that I want to start doing and things.
Do you think Justin's at that spot right now?
I'm not too sure he's at that spot, but I think he's thought about it based upon some of the performances and the tight fights he's had. I think the fight with Max Holloway made him kind of think about that was a tough fight for him all the way through.
All the way through.
All the way through.
I think he lives a comfortable life. I think he
does.
lives a good life. He enjoys playing golf with the boys.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's another guy. I know he's like, I've spent money. I need to make more money and this and that. But he also, to me, every time I take a look and when people talk about him, I think that he's done really well for himself. I think he's doing well for himself. I don't think he's in any danger where he's losing the passion of it.
Well, I did the Naked Gun, or whatever, the second edition of the Naked Gun with Liam Neeson, and we had Kamaru Usman and Justin Gaethje were two of the fighters in it, right? And he was hysterical throughout the whole thing, right? And he's such a button pusher with Kamaru. Kamaru would say, "Okay, let's go easy," and all of a sudden, Justin's doing something crazy, and Kamaru was like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And it just, he loves life. He enjoys life.
Yeah.
And I think that there comes a point where he always had that attitude. When he was undefeated, he goes, "Oh, someone's going to knock me out." He's honest about things, and I love that about him. That he doesn't sit there and he doesn't play the oh well, we'll see and stuff. He's honest, and he tells you, what, this may be my last one, and he's thought about it. And if he's thought about it, it's telling you it's a thought process is there. How far will it go? If he has a great performance against Ilya, I think he'll stick around.
Maybe.
Unfortunately, I kind of think I'd rather see him go away. I know that's saying because I love watching him.
I would love to see him win and go away. That would be
That's
nuts.
the whole point. That's what I said.
That would
be nuts.
If
would
that's
be
how
awesome.
he wins the title at the fucking White House.
And that says that's it. I've
Yeah.
hit my bucket list.
The White House thing is odd. I don't like it. I don't like the idea of fighting outside at all.
Well, there's problems with it.
And then
done it too many
it's
times.
June,
Yeah.
and it's D.C. And we looked it up the last time, like last year, same day, it was 100 degrees.
Yeah. Oh
That's
Yeah.
hot as fuck.
And then you add the
yeah.
lights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the lights.
You add the lights.
Yeah,
that
the-
attracts bugs.
How about dehydration?
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, the bugs are a big one.
Go back
Gnats.
to UFC. Yeah, with all those lights.
Yeah, what
Go
are they
back
gonna
to
do about
UFC
that?
3. See how hot it was.
How are they going to fucking do anything about the bugs? Because I know that Dana was talking about that recently. They were talking about maybe using fans. Is that enough?
No, it's not
You
enough.
got bug strips everywhere. What are you going to do? Like, how are you going to stop the bugs? There's a lot of bugs.
You
You're
can
gonna
spray.
lot of
That's
bugs.
pretty much all you can do.
pesticide the
Well,
shit
that's
out
good.
of the fucking
Pesticide.
land.
That's good for the fighters. that'll help with their breathing.
I just don't think that you should compete in a world championship fight in a non-controlled environment.
Yeah.
I think it should be inside an air-conditioned arena. It should be a controlled environment, just like you don't ask someone to do any of that. You wouldn't ask them to play a world championship basketball game outside in the sun.
No.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Right? You play in a fucking air-conditioned arena, and that's how it should be.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, but I understand the whole thing, and
I
it's,
get it
it's
too,
special.
but listen,
But it's gonna be a pain
build
in the butt.
A fucking roof.
Yeah.
Build a roof. Like, you've got all the money in the world, right? You're doing this. You want to do this for
I don't
fucking
know. It's not my
America?
money.
It's 4,000
Yeah.
seats. You build a 4,000 seat arena. How big is that? Get a fucking barn dominium. Put it in there. Like we did UFCs in the troops.
Yeah.
We did them in the troops. We did them in hangars.
Yeah, we did, but
Yeah.
they want that White House in the background.
Put it in the background on TV. Who gives a fuck? It's just like when world-class fighters are competing, I don't think they should have to compete outside.
Look at they're already putting it
Imagine
in
if someone loses a fight because it's too hot out.
there. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Imagine if that becomes a factor. Imagine the dehydrated fighters. Like the dehydrated fighters that are now being forced 24 hours later to fight
in 100-degree heat
in 100-degree
outside
heat.
under
That's-
the spotlights.
Go back. I swear to God, UFC 3 was in North Carolina, and it was the hottest thing I've ever been in my life.
It was outside, UFC 3?
No, it wasn't. It was inside with
Oh.
no air conditioning really inside. It was a 3,500 seat arena. They put 6,000 people into it. It was under the lights, had to be 150 degrees. Okay, it was. You saw everyone falling out. Hoist had the problem after chemo and stuff. Ken
that's what it
Shamrock
was,
fell
huh? It
out.
was the heat.
They all pulled out and stuff. It was, Joe. It was the hottest thing I've ever been in my life. It was brutal.
You have to ask yourself as a fighter, though, is the spectacle worth my career?
Right.
Like, is it worth me going out there and fighting in these circumstances that I'm not used to?
Well, we did one outside at Abu Dhabi. That was when B.J. Penn and Frankie
Frankie
Edgar
Edgar,
fought,
yeah.
and then Damian Maia
Anderson
and
Silva
Anderson.
against Damian Maia.
And that one, bro, there were bugs flying around. It looked like birds. They were so big. I was like, that's a bug? What kind of bug is that? Can that kill me?
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is crazy. You're in the fucking desert, man. There's some giant-ass bugs flying
You can hear
by.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Make sure your microphone's not
But it's
picking it
also,
up.
you're
Sounds like a
outside.
helicopter coming by you.
You're outside. It's hot. You're in the
Yeah.
desert. This is crazy. Like, why are we fighting outside?
No, because I think I had read somewhere where Habib had said, no, I prefer Islam not take a fight there at the White House. There's too many distractions. You got all the media. You got
Yes.
that whole
Yes.
week.
Yes.
Plus, it's
He's
outside.
right.
These are all things that your fighter is not used to doing. Why would I jeopardize his win streak, his second title? Why would
His
I jeopardize
legacy.
all of that? Yeah, his legacy, everything, just so we could fight at the White House. I know it seems great. Yeah, I fought there, but at the end of the day,
You got to look at it.
I worked so hard to get here. I don't want to lose it over this one thing.
Yeah, I just feel like you could put a roof over it. I mean, like, you got all this money. You're making a ballroom. Make a fucking make a little. Do it just on a regular basis.
I mean, are they finishing the ballroom? Or are we gonna get that?
Make your own. I don't know. Make your own Apex Center.
Boom.
I mean,
That's
come on.
true.
Make a fucking barn dominium. How hard is that? You know what I'm saying?
Hard.
I've
Trust me, I
seen
just
them.
finished one.
Did you?
Oh my
yeah,
God.
But you're one guy.
Oh, God, exactly.
Get a fucking team of the United
right?
States Civil Engineers. Get the fucking the Army to do it.
Jeez, man.
So you're going to be at that one?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna be there. Allegedly.
Allegedly?
If there's not a bomb that goes off between now and then, who fucking knows? This world is crazy.
I love what you did with the Ibogaine with it, man.
Thank you.
Way to go.
Well, it
What was
a-
the process on that? How long did that take?
I don't care what the process was. Way to go.
Thank you. The process was me texting Trump. Literally. I'm not bullshitting.
There was a
I'm
long
not bullshitting.
process.
I
Long and
texted
drug out.
him on Friday.
Yeah.
He showed up at the UFC on Saturday, shook my hand, and said it's done.
You're kidding.
Oh, no, I'm not kidding
Oh,
at
my
all.
God.
No, I texted him. He texted me back, are you looking for FDA approval? Sounds good to me. I tell him how effective it is at helping all these veterans with PTSD,
Yep.
people with traumatic brain injuries, all these different things. People, I mean, we have a problem with fentanyl in this country. This is one of the best things that we've ever
Yep.
Gets
demonstrated.
people off. Yep.
I'm like, listen, there's so many people that risk their life for this country. They come back and there's no help, and this is the only thing that they've found help in.
Yeah.
And it's illegal, and that doesn't make any sense. You shouldn't have to go to Mexico to get treatment for something that you got
Yeah.
because you were defending your country. That's nuts. And so he, right away, he was like, look, this makes sense to me. Like, he cut through all the bullshit.
Hold it, common sense.
And there was a bunch of people that were trying to get in the way of it. Of
course.
A bunch of people. I mean,
That's what I'm talking about.
inside the White House, people
Oh,
that
yeah.
were trying to get, and he's like, fuck you,
Yeah.
do it. And he like was telling them, just do it, make it happen. And he made it happen. And that's amazing for everybody.
Yeah, no. It was amazing that, you know what, you stepped up because you are going to be helping so many people. I don't think people don't have an idea of how bad it is and what that can do for them. So I think, way to go. I was like, God, see, I always say, you always talk about you're a dummy. I'm a dummy. I always tell people, I said, he's super intelligent. And you are, because you got that done. It just proves it.
I never asked him for anything else. I've never asked him for anything. Never.
Maybe
But I was like,
signing pin or something.
he gave me those anyway. I didn't even ask. I've got a bunch of stuff. I got a pen. I got a bunch of things. But I was like, if there's anything that I would really ask him for, that is, it's bipartisan supported. Like, Democrats support it, Republicans support it, 85% of the country supports it.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to things like Ibogaine, which is not even remotely recreational.
No.
I haven't done
Makes
it.
people sick.
Everybody's done it, says horrible, you get diarrhea, but it's 24 hours of misery. But when it's over, you're a new person.
Good.
And look, Rick Perry, God bless him, because if it wasn't for him getting behind it, that changed everybody's opinion. Here you have this Republican, former governor of Texas, who's talking about it and then talking about his own personal experiences doing it. You know, so him and Brian Hubbard, I mean, they really went all out. And when I had them on my podcast, not once but twice, to talk about this and the state of it, where it's being passed in Texas, they got $100 million from Ken Paxton, so which is, no, was it Ken Paxton? No, who is it? Dan Patrick. Sorry, Dan Patrick. So Dan Patrick, who approved this $100 million for this Ibogaine initiative, like, these people all deserve praise. This is like, there's a lot of people that for the longest time they thought of psychedelics as being something that losers do, and then they realize, like, no, there's a lot of people that need help, and this could help everybody.
There could be a good side with it.
I was just in San Diego last Monday, and then I was in LA on Tuesday, and it's unrecognizable.
It's crazy.
It's
right?
sad. Like, and when you take a look at San Diego, it's always been beautiful, beaches in the background, but it was worse than LA. I was in the Burbank area, and actually it was a lot nicer than San Diego was. And the Gaslight District was just disgusting.
It's crazy.
What is it? Gas lamp?
Yeah, gas lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, I couldn't believe it. I walked into a couple restaurants. You got homeless people stumbling in, trying to order, trying to take food off of people's plates while they're there. I'm just like, what is going on?
No law enforcement.
That's
what's
right.
going on.
It's the first time that I've went back, and I've been back, in the last 3 years, I've been back 2 or 3 times a year easily. It's the first time I went back, I was like, man, this is not what it used to be. I felt like for the first time I didn't feel safe there.
God.
And it's weird to me.
And how do you get that? How do you bring it back?
Oh, it's simple. You bring it back by doing the right things, common sense things, taking it. You know, dude.
I understand
hold on.
this, but I mean, who do you get to do it? Do you think Chad Bianco does it? Do you think Steve Hilton does it? Like, who do you get to turn the state around?
You know, it's
Your girl, Katie Porter, she'd get it done.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She'll scold everybody into compliance.
But I'm sitting outside.
Ruthless, man.
I'm sitting outside having dinner last night, and I'm watching a bunch of homeless guys talking to themselves, and this is the problem. I was a police officer for 23 years. Okay, I've been out there with them, and you have people that they have serious problems. And I understand the ACLU and stuff. It's not right to put them. No, it's better for them. And it's better for the people that are out on the street just trying to live their lives to have that person be put into a place where they can receive some medication, receive some help, and try to get them back than it is to let these people just rot on the street and self-destruct.
100%.
And I'm watching it, and it's like, how is that so hard to figure out that it's better to do something with them than it is to just let them be? It's crazy.
Yeah, we've lost our way. As a society. And I think a great reflection of that is how many homeless people you have camped out on your streets.
Oh,
yeah.
Those are the places where they've lost their way the most.
That's it.
And this is unfortunately a lot of these Democrats-run cities.
I
It's
owned a
crazy.
couple of gyms in San Jose, and it was tent city. And along the highway, like leading up to along the road that led up to my gym, all of those things. But you would see they were stealing solar panels from people's houses, and they would put them up on the side wall so they could charge their cell phones. Like, they're smart enough to do these things, right? It's not as if like they're not.
They're just drug addicts.
It's
a lot of it.
That's it.
And then
A lot of it is just drug
But
addicts.
in areas like
things
San Jose,
ibogaine, that can help with that.
100%.
but things like in San Jose or in San Francisco, they're giving them needles, they're giving them drugs,
They're giving them
reasons to-
phones.
It's like, why are we doing this?
Well, the other problem is the amount of money that's involved in the homeless industry now.
That's right.
When you find out that California spent $24 billion and homelessness only
And
got
what
worse.
have they done?
Nothing. Not only that, but they tried to do an audit on it, and the governor vetoed it.
no.
It's like, no, nothing to see
nothing to
here. Why waste time
Sleight of
on that?
hand.
It's only $24 billion, guys.
Well, how much did they spend on that bridge that had the
For the mountain lions?
for the?
Oh my God! Yeah.
What are we doing?
Hey, that's okay. The mountain lions need a fucking bridge.
They need hugs.
They need hugs.
It's
know,
they
man.
need to wake up. The problem is that they're in this bizarre mindset, this liberal leftist mindset that's just not tenable. It's not you can't defend it. It's not.
That's because it's
it doesn't
crazy.
work. Yeah.
I always look at this. People talk about left and right, and most people are. I'm in the center. I think it's.
I think a lot of people are.
It's
most of
not.
us are.
It's not where.
But you get labeled as being on the right if you're not all the way to
Absolutely.
the left.
If you're not all crazy, you're to the far right.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's absolutely just
It's a nutty
psycho.
seesaw.
Oh my God.
Well, I just saw something that I can't remember who it was, but they continue to talk about, let's keep taxing the billionaires,
And do what with
Yeah,
the money?
And that's the point,
That's
though.
the thing.
So why don't
Well,
we
they're
just
gonna,
not?
They're going to go away.
Why don't we just not tax the people that make under 200,000?
That's actually something Jeff Bezos brought up. He said you should the bottom 50%, the people that make the least amount of money, don't tax them at all. Yeah. He goes because they're not contributing that much to the tax base anyway, and they would contribute more to the economy if they had more money to
Absolutely.
spend. It would help
Absolutely.
everybody.
That's right.
I think he's right.
I always said 150,000 down.
Yeah.
You don't pay taxes.
That's a
also-
great number.
I also thought about it too. Is if you got rid of the because they're talking about this housing shortage and all of these other things. Why don't we get rid of the low interest rates? Because I have like a couple of interest rates on some houses that I have that are at 2%. How do you get rid of those? Well, why don't you just raise my capital gains tax so I don't got to, my wife and I or whatever, we can pay like less on that versus that 500,000 threshold. Why don't you make it $1 million? So then I'll cash out on those and just take my money out. And then I'll start putting it back into the economy again. Like there's
Yeah,
all.
but you're
there's-
talking like a sensible businessman. Like you can't be doing that in California. They'll put you in jail.
You could do it.
Put you in Twitter
You
jail.
could do the death tax that he did in New York. I mean, look at what
Yeah.
Mamdani's trying to do.
Oh, that's nuts.
Oh my God,
People are just going to bail out of that city.
it's crazy.
It's these fucking people that think like taxing the rich is the solution. And do what with the money? If you were doing a great job with the money and everything was accounted for and there was no fraud and waste, I'd be like, well, maybe you just need more money. But that's clearly clearly not the case.
not it.
You've got so much fraud and you're ignoring it.
Yeah.
And then this Nick Shirley kid,
Oh, my
when
God.
he
No.
exposes
Yeah,
it,
they
everybody's
go
like,
after him.
yes,
They go after
like,
him. You look and you go,
should be praising
Hello,
him.
give that kid an award.
Give him a fucking
Yeah.
award.
Here, I want Journalist of the Year, and he's not a journalist.
How much fraud do you think is in this country?
Billions and billions and billions.
I mean, Elon had
According-
said when he first came in, he goes, "Hey, I think it's close to $1 trillion, maybe a little bit over."
He said it was so bad that he didn't want to talk about it too much. He's worried they'd kill him.
You know,
He really said that.
Don't doubt it. That's wild.
Joe, he's
He
not
ain't
lying.
wrong. He ain't stupid.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's anything but.
It's not stupid.
He's anything but.
But I mean, to think though, I think how much in California they've discovered, or let's just say what, 200 billion?
At least.
You know, somewhere around there. That's on the low end. New York's probably in Chicago is, and then I mean, but they've got to do it in all states. You can't
Yep.
just do it in the ones where it's L.A. and Chicago and New York. We've got to do it in all
Oh,
states.
it's got to be in Texas, too.
Yeah,
it's
it's
gotta be
everywhere.
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
There's fraud, and these people are profiting off of the fraud. They were funneling it right back into the parties, and it's dirty business.
Well, you didn't really think that shovel the government pays for was really fucking $900. I mean,
Well, there's a lot of that as they get a budget and they have to pay. They have to spend all
They have
the
to spend
money.
every bit of it.
Yeah, otherwise they won't get the same budget next year.
which is wild to me because the schools operate the same way. If the teachers don't spend a certain amount of money on these things, then they don't get the same budget for next year. No. Why don't we reward the people that actually save the money?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
just
to me.
makes no
That's the
sense.
stupidest thing I've ever heard. What is wrong with you?
Well, gentlemen,
I want to know when do you come into my class though?
your refereeing class?
Yeah.
When is it? When you have it?
July 17th to the 19th. He's going.
When is? Oh, I'm not even going to be in the country.
Oh, okay.
But when are you doing one? Where are you doing them?
Usually I do them in Vegas at like Extreme Couture or something like that because I need the gym to put people in cages with fighters. And
If
stuff.
I can, I definitely will. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. And
Is there
be
a
able to talk
location we
about
could
it.
do one
Because that
here?
way I don't have. That way you look at any time. You have my number. Text me if you have a question
I like how you're
during
doing that
the
thing with your
fights.
thumbs.
It's the text.
It's like when you say the waiter.
I
"Can get the check?"
get them all the time, so it's not.
Just wrap it up, right?
I get them all the time, so it's nice when you know exactly what the referee can do, where they're gonna go, and when you're looking at like with a Mark Goddard or a Herb Dean, when you know if you go to the you'll know exactly. Hey, this is what he can do, and this is why he'll do it.
I'll definitely ask you. I promise.
stuff.
At the very least, I'll ask you next time an issue comes up.
No problem.
I'll have you on speed dial.
There you go.
Maybe I'll put you on speakerphone at the UFC. Hey, everybody, Big John's right here.
Don't do that. It's the one thing that I'm always watching, and it's like and you guys are like, I don't know. I'm like, this is the answer.
Well, I'll reach out. I promise.
Love you.
Thank you, brother. Love you too.
Thank
Love
you
both
very
of you
much,
guys.
brother.
Appreciate it, bud.
This
Thank
is
you.
fun. Let's do it again.
Oh, absolutely.
There's
Love
always
to.
going to be fights to talk about.
Frickin' A.
I live up the street, so let me know anytime.
All right. Fuck yeah. All right. Bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye, everybody.